Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. I hope everybody had a great weekend. It is Sunday night, time to get ready for the market, see what's going to be popping this week. So let's jump into it and check it out, see what the SPY did. They didn't look too bad on Friday, but we knew they left them in a spot where they could go either way. Definitely going to be an interesting one tomorrow, that's for sure. And we're going to run it all down, see what we see, and what wants to get popping. So here we go. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence, and let's roll and see what the market's going to look like. So let's start off, go through our list. People are jumping in. Good evening, Omar. Good evening, everybody. I hope you guys had a great weekend. We'll let some people hop in here, and we'll get rocking and rolling. And the SPY, we'll just go over real quick why people are jumping in, and then we'll go through the list and come back and see them. But it was an interesting one, and take a look at this thing just sitting right there. It could go any which way, and you want to know what my thoughts are, that's for sure. And it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it does look like it's trying to set up again our 20s up here, so maybe we start moving our way back up there. So we'll go in detail as we go over them. So let's take a look and see what our list looks like tonight and just roll through them. OCEA, let's see what that's doing here. So let's go. I'm just making sure everything looks good. It does, and I think everything's working. So here we go. OCEA, and this one is definitely getting set up, guys. It bottomed out the other day. It's starting to curl up here. We were looking at it the other day. Well, we've been looking at it, and it does look much better, but you can tell it kind of bottomed out right there on the 19th, which was Wednesday, and it is trying to approach that 20 right there at about 7 cents. It's at 6, and it's trying to make its way back up there, and I think it's in a much better position. And again, they make a base and drop down a whole level, but that's a big dip, and that looked like it's bottom, and then it jumped up, bottom, jumped up. You can kind of see, but this looks like it's trying to move. We'll look at it tomorrow morning first thing, see what it's up to, but it doesn't look bad. And again, your 20's coming up, so we're coming down, I mean, so we'll see where it wants to jump up to. So that is your OCEA and APDN. I know everybody's been checking this one out, being pumped up by everybody, and it does look good. I mean, it just split. We know them things look great after they split. It did jump up the other day on some buy-in after it split, jumped up again in the morning, pulled back a little bit on Friday. And let's see what it looks like over here, APDN, and see what it's up to. Yeah, it's curling up. It has a little bit of time, but definitely looking better. I mean, it looked pretty good, and I think that bottom could have been in that 167 area. So you see it pull back in that spot right there. That's probably its bottom area on APDN, and we should see a nice little run up. And look where your 20's at $5, so you can catch it up to there, and your 50's up in the 7s. And again, we'll see how high it can run up. We know they can move, and this thing's going to get some volume, as it's being talked about by a bunch of people, including ourselves, because we were all over it with that split already. So we were already talking about APDN, so keeping an eye on that. And this one's looking good right here, that RNAZ right here. It was up 35 cents, and we were looking at this last week and the other day saying it was getting set up here. It did run up to that 20 on Friday, 79 to $1.67. It's at $1.05, and like I said, not looking terrible. Still looks like it wants to try to run up here and push the envelope. And after a weekend, you have to see what it wants to do, but you can see how that trend line's coming down. We'll see if it can land on the other side. If not, if it pulls back, it'll be another great opportunity. So that is RNAZ, and if it runs up, it may be another great opportunity, because the thing could really get blasting off there. And that is your Transcode Therapeutics, and we were early on that as well. And another one just looking really good to get set up and continue to move up. So a ton of great opportunities right off the bat right there to keep an eye on for this week. And obviously, we're not exactly sure how the big caps are going to go, but as they pull back, these things love to run up. So we will keep checking it out and keeping it updated, at least, so you know that. And last week, we've been playing the SPY pretty damn well, I would say, for the last few weeks, as this thing's been jumping around, have a good idea of what it wants to do. And that's kind of what you want to really be looking at just so you have an idea which way the markets are going to move. HOLO right here, HOLO, another one we always look at, and jumped up there on Friday, just bounced off that bottom area, that 20 right there, and it was just kind of cruising up to the 20. I mean, it just bounced off that bottom area, off the MACD line is what I meant to say, not the 20. It ran up to the 20 and bounced off the MACD, and yeah, it wasn't coming down. And again, look at this pattern, how they're up and they come down and they stay up there, and then you get that pop. So remember, it's now they're running up, so we might get a couple days of running up here and then see some more pullback. We'll see how it opens tomorrow. If it's up, they should be moving pretty well, and we'll obviously be watching them as they cross through that MACD. And that is HOLO right there, and CLEU, good old Clue, was moving on Friday as well, and the end of last week. And another one, obviously, off the reverse split. We've been watching this one, and this one could really get moving, guys. We know these China ones love to get moving, and I just put it in on the same chart. But anyway, yeah, if it gets over that 20, look how much of a spread this thing. I mean, you're talking big gap. I'm not saying it's getting up there, but you have a lot of room because it just recently reverse split. And look at these things after this reverse split price. Look at these numbers it would have been at if this was obviously wasn't in the $400 and $600 range, because it had just reverse split. But yeah, it could easily get smoking up there. Education and training services, these things are known to run like crazy. We've looked at it, and it's been just running that bottom up a little level right there, not looking bad as it approaches this 20. So one to just keep on your list, guys. And again, we always know how to play these China ones. They can be risky, but they can be rewarding as well. So you're watching it as it comes up to this 20 up here, and if it gets some momentum up to that bad boy, watch out, because this thing could get really cruising there. And that's that CLEU. What was the other one? LICN it was, right? Lichen. This one reverse split on the same day, and this one's not looking bad. Let me jot it down here, LICN, just to keep an eye on it tomorrow. And here's another one that honestly reverse split. Look at that, just kept coming down right here, and again, maybe we catch that little pop-up. So LICN, that's all we're ever looking for anyway, and it does look much better right here. So definitely keep an eye on this one as well tomorrow, LICN and that CLEU, and we will be watching them. And UOKA right here, let's see what's happening here, because this one just gets moving, guys, and I'm telling you, I still like it. It looks like it's still setting up. It was in that channel right there, UOKA. And yeah, look at this thing, guys. I would watch this bad boy tomorrow. We know this thing loves to run, and it is setting up to really get another pop off. And look at these things pop off here. So it ran that day from what, 21, and what did it get up to? I'll look on here because it's way better, way more accurate. 16 up to 26. This one was what, 16 to 26, and that was 16 to 28, and now it's even set up better. So we might want to keep an eye on UOKA right there, because I would say that one's looking really good for us. And let's take a look at this ADTX, because it was running up last week as well, and let's see what it wants to do this week. Just a little pullback as I hit up on that 20. It's still crossed up, but let's see what it looked like in the after hours on Friday here. Just a little bit of pullback here. Again, you got your run up, you'll have your little bit of pullback, and then you'll curl off that MACD most likely and run up again. And you just got to keep an eye on that pattern just to know exactly where it's at, and that's all we have to do. And we watch how the SPY and the big caps run, and then we watch all these smaller ones as well, and the small caps, the micros, the nanos, and all them, so you can get a really good idea of what's going on at any point. And also play and pivot what's going to be popping. So we like to do that as well. Not rule anything out. I have said before I wasn't going to trade penny stocks, and then I took that back, because you have to pivot as the market has opportunities. You definitely have to look at them. So and take what's available at that moment, or else sit out on the sidelines and watch the market go by you. So that's what you have to do. And again, you got to play them safe, just one at a time, trade them smart, lock in your profits, move to the next one, and just keep on going. And RGC has been an animal, guys, and we've known it, and it's been up at the top, and obviously it looks like it might run up some more tomorrow. I'm not going to lie, after the weekend it's hard to tell, but I'm going to say just keep your eye on it. We keep putting a 2 for momentum on it, and it just keeps going momentum playing, so I would watch it tomorrow. RGC again for that momentum in the morning, and we will take a look at that one right there, so watch that for that. Like I said, momentum, it's been doing it often, and, well, it's been doing it all last week. I mean, it was crazy. Look at that thing. I think one day, the 18th on Tuesday was really the only day it didn't really pop up any, and the rest of the days it had run up. And when you looked at it right there, you almost thought it might be pulling back, RGC. And, yeah, it didn't even phase it right there. It had a little pullback and still looked good in the top and just kept on going. So there you go. And that HEPA right here, HEPA, Heponian Pharmaceuticals, just split. I know we were watching this, and the split was on Tuesday. So we're definitely keeping an eye on that this week as well. And, yeah, it looks like it's going to try to get set up. Look at it trying to curl up here and bottom out. Reverse split just happened. So let's keep an eye on HEPA right there as well. And I know we were, like I said, watching it into that split, and it was the other day. So, and they haven't been popping the very next day. They set up and they go a couple days later, which is fine. We kind of see the pattern, and you can kind of tell which ones really want to jump. And some of them do just get set up the next day and jump a little bit, but not every one of them has. Not everyone has right now. And there's been a lot of reverse splits. I'll tell you that. There's a ton of reverse splits going on. So we just keep our eye on them and make sure we know what they are, and then boom, we can follow them when they reverse split and see which ones look good. LAC, this one had been setting up, and we watched this down here get set up and run up here, and this thing's looking really good. It's a uranium one, I think, right? Or it's another metals and mining, I forget. Is it uranium? Maybe I'm wrong about that, but it is some kind of gas thing. And we look at a different one that's a uranium one. I thought that was this, but definitely doesn't say uranium there. And yeah, LAC looking good, guys. Maybe it comes down a little bit to that 289. You might catch a little bit of pullback, but setting up to get moving right there. So looks good on that. And that is LAC. And this AIM, this one's been pretty good, I must say. Good old AIM right here. And let's take a look at it, because I know we were saying it wanted to start aiming up. They have all kinds of stuff going on, and look at it getting to this channel. You know it's going to start moving up to this 15, high 15, almost 16, and then it's going to come back down and then really get set up, because that 20 and 50 will meet up, and that's when it'll get running. So keep an eye on AIM, and we've been following that one too, and it should move up some more this week right there. And they have all kinds of stuff going on. AstraZeneca, and I forget who else. We've went through it a few times, and I'm not going to waste our time because we don't care about the news. The charts tell you everything, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's just a money trail. It's just kind of like I've been saying, the crazy people lighting Teslas on fire right now, and the charging stations were all the same people that loved Elon, and they were all about electric vehicles and saving the environment. You know how bad it is to light one of them things on fire? Holy cow. So that just proves to you that the environment meant nothing, and it was all politics and where the money was going, and the political agenda, or whatever the agenda is. But yeah, the environment never meant anything to anybody, to these people. So it's pretty wild as soon as you see that happen, and you go, well, I guess they didn't really care about the environment so much, and it was more, just follow what their political, or the money told them to say, and that was their mindset. So kind of baffles me, but they were the same people. I would have to imagine more left-leaning EV lovers have Teslas than anybody else, and they're all losing their minds and burning each other's cars. So great stuff right there. OCGN, look at this bad boy, guys. Talk about one that we followed, and then as soon as it started moving up, we knew it started to look good in that channel, and now we're looking at this thing to turn around and get moving, and you can see it, guys. I saw saw it back here somewhere. I don't remember where we were looking at it. And yeah, now we're there. So watch for this thing to try to pop up, and let's see if it can reverse around. OCGN. So that's one that we followed down there and all the way to the bottom. Get that pop up. We should run into this 50 from that 60 to 68 this week with no problem right there. And then, like I said, we're going to see if this thing gets turned back around, because you could see it. Like I said, back there, you'll see that 20 curl up and bring that whole chart. Everything, the 50 will go back up, and this chart will turn around, and they do have all kinds of stuff going on just because we had looked at it before, and I'm familiar with this company because I've traded it a million times, so I just know it over the years. And not that I know what they do, but I just know OCGN, and I can't even say Octogen or something. I don't even know what it's called, but I just know it's OCGN. And LRHC, the La Rosa Holdings, and this isn't looking bad either. Guys trying to get curled up here and possibly get moving back up to that 29 cents area. So these ones aren't looking terrible. Look at it, trying to jump up into this channel right here. And like I said, that 29.30 cents. And then if it can really stay curled up, it'll get set up and actually have a little pop, and maybe it'll get back to where it was. And I think it was around 50 cents if I remember correctly, or 38.40. I don't really remember, to be honest with you, when we started looking at it, but it was up there at some point. And yeah, you might have that little run up coming up. So that is your LRHC right there, and that is that real estate one. And let's take a look at CYCU. This is that one big dipper, and then it started to run up last week, and let's see what it's up to right now. It's just pulled back a little bit and trying to stay right there. Let me take a better look at it. CYCU. And, I mean, it's sitting right on that 20. I'd have to look at it tomorrow. Look how flat it is, but it is pulled up there. Not looking terrible, I can't say that. Just a little healthy pullback, more or less, than anything, I would assume. So I would take a look at that one tomorrow, and I'll see what that wants to do right there. And that is CYCU and DGLY right here. This one's kind of been just pulling back a little bit, but it almost looked like it might have tried to bottom out. We'll see. It ran up a little bit into the 20, pulled back, and now we might see it run back up here. So we'll see what it wants to do. DGLY, I'll keep an eye on it. Like I said, pulling back there. You can't really tell exactly, especially over the weekend. So I'll look at that one and see what we want to do there for DGLY. And RIME right here, good old Rhyme was getting set up. Had a little bit of pullback the other day, but I think this one might be one to keep an eye on for this week. RIME, look at it. It was fighting up there the other day. A little bit of healthy pullback right there. I don't know if it's that crazy. We'll see tomorrow if it drops down really hard, and but I think it might try to fight its way up there. So we'll take a look at it and see what Rhyme exactly wants to do tomorrow. That's another one. Let me just take a peek at that one in the morning, see what it wants to do, and we'll see what Rhyme's up to there, if it wants to get rhyming back up, because it isn't a good spot. I mean, it jumped up that day, but it looks like it's trying to get tangled up into that 20 and try to get moving with it. So we'll see where it wants to go. And COEP, this one we've been looking at, and I'm telling you, it's not bad. It's just trying to curl through. We might want to follow it as it dips down and comes back down to the support line, and then it'll probably run back up and try to get curled up, I would assume. Like I said, it doesn't look too bad, so we'll keep an eye on it, but just watch for any dips on COEP. Let me see how it ended right here. That's the wrong letters. COEP. Let me do it right. And yeah, now it's it would look really good the other day as it was trying to hit that 20 on Thursday, and then it just looked like a little healthy pullback on Friday. Maybe it's going to pull back a little bit more. I'll keep an eye on COEP and tell you exactly what it wants to do. But like I said, I would look for it to try to come back down around that 820 something and try to see if it wants to get set up again. And let's see what else is hit. Oh, man, this one took a serious hit the other day. I know that. And then it ran up just a little bit, but it did pull back a little bit more on Friday. And I still think it has a few days left in it to set up, but it could be around this week where it tries to. Obviously 5 days, and that could be right around there. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on HIT again, they're not exactly the easiest to time out at the moment, just because the overreactions with everything in the news or anything that happens, it just gets all thrown off and wild, and so it's just a little harder to time them out. From back here, obviously, as they get closer, we can pretty much tell what's going on. But like I said, this one, you'll have that bounce up and even watch for some dips. We do know they like to run up and then pull back. As you can see on this one, they like to run up some and pull back a little bit lower. So just keep your eye on that kind of pattern for a few days, and then we'll address hit, and we'll keep an eye on it this week. And TTD, I'm telling you, this thing's not looking bad. Look at it, trying to approach right here, and let's see if it can get out of that basement. It might run back up to this 20. It might not get that crazy, but it may run up there. TTD, and it did look good Friday. It wasn't looking bad this past week, so... and it did come down that level, so we'll see. And again, it didn't look bad when it was trying to pop up on this day right here. I kind of remember March 12th, and then it just pulled back and then set back up, and now it's looking much better as it's trying to get out of that basement. So we'll keep an eye on this TTD, the trade desk, because it's way down, guys. Check this thing out. It was trading all the way up here in like 130s and then 119s as it was pulling back, and right now we're in the $56 range, so that one had some really good pullback. I don't even know. They're a software company, but yeah, they're pretty solid for the most part, and we'll see if that one wants to get cruising. And Lockheed Martin got destroyed. I think Boeing got awarded a contract or something. I don't know what exactly happened. I think that's what I saw on Friday. I'm just looking to see if I see it again, but they've had news every day. That's way too much for me to look at. Anyway, I think that's what happened, but holy cow, I mean, you want to talk about throwing you off, because that thing looked great right there, and then yeah, it just got smoked. And like I said, that 20 that was coming up, that looked like a perfect setup to get blasted off, and that'll just show you that the charts aren't 100%, and the news, something like that, could really do it. And I'm pretty sure, I'm just gonna look, but I'm pretty sure, wasn't Boeing awarded like a big contract? What was Friday's date? Was the 21st, so it would be right around here. And 20 billion, there you go. Trump picks Boeing over Lockheed Martin for a $20 billion fighter contract, so that's why it dipped down so hard. I did see that. I can't believe it, because I mean, Boeing, it's like they use like cardboard and duct tape to make products. I mean, holy cow, everything they make is like terrible. They were the ones that couldn't even bring the space shuttle back, or the astronauts back, and Elon had to send his shit up there. So I'm surprised, and again, I think Lockheed Martin is very surprised, because like I said, that thing was setting up. It was in a downward trend, but it could have easily got turned around with that pop-up. Clearly somebody knew something there, because now that you look at the chart in hindsight, and I'm not going to say, because like I said, I thought it was getting set up, but now that I do look at it in that downward trend, and now it dipped down, obviously, yeah, it did have that pullback look, but again, that's in hindsight and not exactly seeing it when it's running, and especially when it's looking like that and setting up. So yeah, it can happen to anybody, trust me. You're never going to be 100%, and that looked like a really good setup until they lose a $20 billion contract, and that's what will happen. It'll pull back $27, even though it looked like it wanted to pop up. Obviously, it'll bounce back up. And maybe even tomorrow, I would even watch for it. It could have been just a huge overreaction. Like I said, it was really trying to get set up. So we'll see. It did curl down, and it's in that spot where it could pull up, but it could also pull down with that kind of news. And over the weekend, hard to tell, but definitely got to keep an eye on Lockheed Martin right there tomorrow for sure. And then let's look at this NWTG. NWTG, that's at Newton Golf. That used to be Saks Parente. And they recently split and trying to get set up, and we're curling up right here. And now is this thing going to get through? Let's see what it did in the after hours. NWTG, and it's not looking bad. I mean, if it pulls back here, you're coming down to a whole nother level, which I mean, that's pretty far down, and you're getting into the basement. I'm not so sure it wants to do it. I say we watch NWTG this week as well, and that was getting set up, and I think think that one's got to be getting needs an eye on it, because this is coming down right here. It almost looks like it has a little more time, but it can get set up relatively quick right here off that split. And as it's curling up, anything can happen. We'll keep an eye on this tomorrow as well. WTG, and that one's not bad. And again, we saw that when it was Sax Parentes Golf, and it used run around. There you go, Sax Parente Golf. And yeah, we've been watching this thing. What was that stock ticker? It was driving me nuts. I couldn't remember it. And SPGC, that's what it was. SPGC was Sax Parente Golf. And we used to look at it, and now they changed their name, and then it did a reverse. Yeah, they changed their name and reverse split. Pretty interesting. MRM right here in a great spot, and just kept pulling back here. And I'm just gonna watch this tomorrow morning to see if it tries to bottom out. If I could talk, that would help you guys. But MRM, yeah, it had that nice run up, pulling back right here. That 20's pulling down on it, so we'll have to see. But it looks like it's trying to get set up off of that, at least for like a little pop. I don't know if it's really gonna run hardcore, but it does look like it's trying to set up and get a little pop off. So that's what I would be looking for on this thing, MRM. And another one, after the weekend, you guys know some of them are hard to tell, especially when they look like this. Is it going to dip down, or is it going to pop up? That's almost like a coin flip for anybody. So yeah, it's one of the things, you just look at them, and sometimes they're not even moving in the pre-market just because of the weekend. So not all of them really start moving. So something I'll look at in the morning. I go through the list in the morning, and we'll see if anything's cruising, and I'll let you guys know. And this Barrick Gold Corp is just pulling back here, probably going to get to the 20, but also setting up. And another one that curled through. We'll see if it stays over. It did curl down and then went through, and now it's like coming back down. But we do know they like to roll off, and gold has been really solid and looking good. So I don't expect it to pull back or go down there. And the same with Austin, AUST. We've been watching this one, and another one that looks really good. But we did see Lockheed Martin take a huge dip when it looked like that. So anything can happen, but they do look pretty decent for gold to try to run up a little bit more. So we'll look at them in the morning and see what they're up to. What's J-Nugs at Junior Miners? That looks like it's kind of pulling back a little bit and might have topped out. Again, is it pulling back to set up? Yeah, absolutely. So they did run up a whole lot. And let's see the Nug right here, another one. And this one don't look bad. It could set right back up and run. So we'll keep an eye on them. That's your gold miners right there, the Junior, and the other one, NUGT. And where was I? And that was gold FNGR. That was that finger right here. And it was looking good the other day. I said, put your finger on it. And then the next day, it was just kind of flat. But then it started running back up again on Friday. And that is finger motion. So FNGR. And I just can't seem to type that in there. But here we are. And like I said, keep your finger on it again tomorrow. Maybe it gets up to this 176 area. It's not looking bad after a Friday. So I would say just keep an eye on that finger. And that is more or less already moving from the other day. We took a look at it, but it could be cruising up there, one to just keep an eye on. And this one we found on accident and didn't look bad, TOPS, and it did start, it ran up the very next day. Remember, we found it right here, March 19th. We were looking at TOP. I thought it was this one, and then I looked at this and said, whoa, this thing's going to run up. And then there you go, 612 to 634, and it did run up there a little bit. It did close at 606, so it gapped up there and a little bit, and then jumped up, and then even stayed up a little bit on Friday, and not looking bad in that channel. And that is your TOPS Top Ships, and it is a grease, oil, and gas one. So one to keep an eye on right there, TOPS. And yeah, look at that, solid. And look at this thing curling down on the 50, curling up on the 20. It looks like it's like Pac-Man. It wants to crunch it. We got to look at this tomorrow. Let's see who's putting your bet on the 20 and who wants to put your bet on the 50, because that's what it looks like right here. They look like they're going to war tomorrow. That looks awesome. You don't see a chart look like that very often. TOPS, look at that thing. Looks like a dinosaur. And there you go. So we'll have have to see who wins that war tomorrow. And again, leave it like that on a Friday, and it's tough. And here they kind of closed down on 613, and where was it, 621, made a little difference right there. And yeah, so pretty good look right there for an interesting one. And you even had that line. I mean, this thing, keep an eye on it. It is definitely interesting. It gets more interesting the more I look at it. So that is TOPS, Top Ships. And we'll look at it. AREB right here. This thing's getting set up as well. It's just been pulling back. Same situation as that MRM one for the most part. And another one I got to look at tomorrow. You can see that trend line coming down. It's just been pulling back. And you just have to see when it wants to bottom out here and then get cruising. Maybe that bottom was Friday. I'll look at this one as well and see what it wants to do tomorrow. But yeah, I think we have a bunch of them that are really getting set up for this week that look really good. So even if the big caps don't want to get moving necessarily, we know that we can hit these smaller caps and the ones that get set up like this one right here, the Starbox STBX. Just watch this one, see if it has any more pullback right there. But this one's getting set up as well. And again, over the weekend, hard to tell, but I would keep an eye on this as well in the morning, STBX, because that thing could jump up at any moment right there with that kind of look. And it wasn't looking bad right here. You got your 20 up there, and is that at like, yeah, that's all the way at like 66 cents. That's way up there, guys. So this thing could get cruising. So yeah, keep your eye on the Starbox group, and this one's trying to get set up and in the basement down there, and could absolutely get set up this week and possibly tomorrow. BTOG, let's see what BTOG is up to right here. Bit Origin, and we've been watching this one. We watched it run up here, pulling back. We'll have to see what it wants to do off that MACD tomorrow. It did look like it was trying to roll off the other day, and it does still look like it wants to roll off. I'm not gonna lie, it's under that 20. We'll have to look at this in the morning, but it could try to roll off there. If it rolls off, you're gonna see it start moving again and probably get up into this channel and then try to work its way back up. So that one's a good one to keep an eye on to see if it wants to go back up. And this HKPD, we were talking about it the other day, and it had run up a little bit. Watch it pull back, and then the next time this thing gets swinging up there, that's when we really want to keep an eye on it. Laptop Travel was telling us it's that company like underwritten all them other ones like HKD and ones that have just gone like bananas, and this thing had just opened up, and that's when they usually did it. So we want to keep an eye on this thing, because that's not really bananas right there, $298 to $455. We're talking bananas like $2 to $2,000 bananas. HKD, is it that one? It went nutty. Like maybe it was like 20. It was definitely pretty low, and it went crazy. So one to keep an eye on right there. That is for sure. And yeah, BTOG waiting on everything like Bitcoin. You're not kidding. I just happened to look over and see if everything was looking good, and I will go through the messages and make sure we go through everything. So if you want me to look at anything, just go ahead and post it up on X or any of the feeds, and we'll go through everything right there, and we'll see what's happening with what you want to look at. But we'll cruise through our list and see what these guys are. And like I said, this list is all requests from you guys, so we'll see what's happening right here. That FBGL ran up and then pulled back. One that we were looking at wasn't ready to get out of the basement, but I'll tell you what, let's see what it did in the after hours, because it might be another good one to look at this week on that 20 with a little healthy pullback. I would keep an eye on this thing. Closed at 93 right there, and could easily try to get set back up right there for this week. So FBGL, I wouldn't rule that one out, that's for sure. I'm just going to put a little line next to it just to see what it wants to do tomorrow. And SAG, this one had run up on Thursday, pulled back there Friday, and SAG not looking terrible. Let me see. Let let's see. It's got to come back down here. We'll see if it can get rolling back up. Your 20s pulling down, and it did run up quite a bit the other day. Another one I'll have to take a look at. And again, looks like some healthy pullback, but could be a little bit more. And that if AGH, just don't put an L in there. And there we go. It did run up Thursday, pulled back a little Friday, and another one doesn't look bad. Oh, that was a pretty good pullback there, huh? AGH, let's see. Let me see what this thing did. I know it ran up the other day, and it is a fairly new one. That's the thing with these things. You can't really see too much. You just see like the 20 coming down on it. And it was looking really good to try to curl up and run. And then look at the MACD. It's still like in the negatives there, but you can't even tell what it really truly wants to do. You try to get a read off these candles, and it was setting up. I don't know what happened to it on Friday there. It definitely pulled back, that's for sure. I'll look at it in the morning because it was looking pretty good, and we'll see if that's just a little bit of pullback on that AGH right there. So I'll look at that one. And that devs, I know we were looking at DevStream, and it was just kind of pulling back. It did run up Thursday a little bit, but not that crazy. It didn't keep any momentum, that's for sure. And right there, it did, 40 to 51. And like I said, it couldn't keep the momentum to stay in the channel. So we'll see if it can get in there this week. It didn't look bad to try to do it the other day. So we will keep an eye on this DEVS as well, just to see if it wants to get set up. And WINT, good old Wint was up the other day, and then that had a massive pullback on the Friday right there, WINT. And yeah, it ran up to what? 348 right there. Now you're sitting at 169, and let's see, it just looks like it was coming back down. It didn't get out of the basement, so might be pulling back some more. But again, we hit that pop right there. That was really nice because we were right there for that one. And that was WINT. And GCTK, that gluco track right here, let's look at it. It's on track to go down right now, huh? It was on track to go up the other day, and now it's back on track to go down. Look at that. It looked great right there on Thursday. And then Friday, it actually gapped up. So you did get that run up 53 to 65, and you're all the way back down to 29. Look how fast that moved. And that was probably in the pre-market if I had to guess. That ran up sometime during the day because that was at 50. So yeah, it definitely ran up. Oh, well, it has a 65 up here. It probably ran up early in the morning. We know how that runs between 4 and 7 a.m., mainly closer to 4. These things love to run, guys. And then if they do that, sometimes they'll be pulling back just like this, and they pull back, and that's down to what? It closed at 29, but it got down to 22. But it did run up there. We were looking at it, and I don't even know if I noticed that it ran the other day because there was just a lot going on Friday, and you don't even see them all. So I don't know if I even noticed that. But this one's looking great. We were looking at it the other day. I know we had it on the list and marked up. SYTA curling up, looking good. It ran up in the after hours more than it ran up in the market. 209 to 230. It's at 213. So this is one to keep an eye on this week. SYTA, that's looking good there. And the ZSPC, that Z-Space, this is a new one that we started checking out, and this one's not looking bad. ZSPC, here we are. Z-Space, and they do have earnings coming up on the 28th, which is Friday. Can you believe the end of the month is already happening? Monday, next Monday, not this Monday, but next Monday is March 31st, the very last day of March. It'll be April. How crazy is that? I would say that's insane right there. So yeah, time is just flying by, and before you know it, it will be summertime and 4th of July. You guys know I always say that 3 months ahead of time, and before you snap your fingers, 3 months go by like nothing happened. It's crazy. So that's why I like to look at the market 3 months in advance, because it just goes by really fast. So ZSPC looks pretty good, guys. It did pull back a little bit in the after hours there, but it does look pretty nice to try to get set up some more. So one that we'll keep an eye on. Maybe it pulls back a little bit tomorrow to get set up, but not looking bad right there for that one. And it is Z-Space, it is. So ZSPC, and this Chris is not looking bad. Coherus Biosciences was starting to move up there the other day. And let's see, CHRS. 93 to 103, and it closed at that 103. Like I said, I started to move in them towards the end of the day. It was looking good, and that's another one. I'd keep an eye on that for a little momentum right there. CHRS, I would say that's looking pretty good. And this FBRX, I put this on the list the other day. Do you remember? And it was right here, and then it jumped up right there. So this one started to move. It was right here. I forget, but it definitely jumped up the next day and kept on moving. And honestly, looks good. I'm telling you, this thing doesn't look too bad right here to try to get back into the 11s. So we'll see exactly what FBRX wants to do. I'll look at it tomorrow, but it didn't look horrible. So like I said, I think it might try to run up into the 11s. It's in the 8s, so looking pretty good, at least in the after hours to me. So I threw it on the list for you guys to keep an eye on that, and we'll watch it tomorrow. And it was up here not long ago at that 28, pulled back, and could be getting set back up for FBRX. And let's see what VRPX is doing here. VRPAX. And that one just split. There we go. There's another splitter for us to keep an eye on. Reverse split that March 21st, which was Friday. So definitely keeping an eye on that one tomorrow. VRPX. And yeah, we don't even really look. I mean, they do run around the day they split. This one did 260 to 377, but we look for it after it splits right here. So keeping an eye on our VRPX and ALUR right here. Let's see what that's doing. ALUR. And this one looks like it was trying to run up the other day. Let me take a better look at it. ALUR 350 to 424. Not looking bad right there. And let's see, it closed at 357, so a little over where it opened, touching that 50. And let's see what's happening here. I'd have to look at this in the morning. It doesn't look bad, though. It just doesn't look like it's trying to break through that resistance. And after the weekend, you can't exactly tell. So that's what it looks like to me at the moment anyway. So that's ALUR right there, and we can look at that tomorrow. And we'll just keep on cruising. And my nose itches. My allergies, I'm telling you, are starting to bother me. Like I said, starting to be April. Everyone's allergies are starting to go crazy. People sneezing and stuff, but all that good stuff. Flowers blooming. Anyway, here we go with JAGX, because I believe this one's doing a reverse split. I believe it's tomorrow. And, yeah, I think that is tomorrow from... Laptop Travel posted a list, and I believe this one and the ANGI, it might be Angie's list, I don't even know, but we'll have to look next. But yeah, I believe these are reverse splitting tomorrow, so we will keep an eye on that. And there you go, that's what it looks like here. And so we will keep an eye on that for that reverse split tomorrow for good old JAGX right there. And then, like I said, ANGI, Angie. I think it might be Angie's list, I would assume. No idea, but I think it might be. Anyway, who cares? It does look like it's trying to get set up. Is it really splitting tomorrow? It could be, and I don't see it, but it definitely very well could be. ANGI. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere, but we'll look at it tomorrow and just see what it wants to do. It looks like it's trying to do all kinds of crazy stuff right here. So I'll look at that tomorrow. We'll see if that actually is. And like I said, I just don't see... I can't see that fast anyway, so it doesn't even matter. ANGI, there we go. We'll look at it and see if that's trying to reverse split or whatnot. And I know that Laptop Travel, like I said, did post a list of them, and I'll go through them each day. I was just going to pick the ones because we look at them as they reverse split, so... we'll keep an eye on it. Again, just because it doesn't say it doesn't mean it's not happening, that's for sure. STFS, Star Fashion Culture. What is this one? This is a China one, and it's trying to move up there. That's what it looks like. It doesn't look like it necessarily wants to run crazy yet. It's trying to get there now. Yeah, I would keep an eye on this thing as well. Star Fashion Culture, STFS, Star Fashion Culture Holdings. And it's like a tongue twister for some reason. And yeah, it's not looking terrible, I have to say. That 50's way up there. Look at it. And you're at 94, so one to keep an eye on right there. STFS. I would say that's trying to get set up anyway, that's for sure. And NAOV, let's look at this one right here. This one just recently split and then ran up, so it split on the 14th, which was what, last Friday or something. And so it ran up this past week, hitting that resistance up here. And let's see what it wants to do. NAOV. It might just pull back as it hits this 50, but get set up. So one to keep an eye on for tomorrow. And again, it has a little bit of a downward trend, ran up on that split. So I'll look at that one tomorrow, get a better idea. VVPR, Vivo Power International. And this thing looks like it was running up there on Friday. Let me get a better look at what it did in the after hours here. And it did 85 to 162. It closed at 119 and not looking bad, guys. I would try to keep an eye on this for a little momentum. It looks like it got into the top right there. That's what I was trying to see, because it still looked green here. You have that weird looking look there because it's trying to open and close on the same price on this day, but it really didn't do that too much. 85 and 119, they're not exactly that close there. So again, this thing, it's way off. I do like this, though. I must say, I've been dogging the FinViz because of the pricing. But I'll tell you what, I don't know if this just came on, but I just noticed it the other day, and they have pretty cool things with this, like the short interest and stuff. So I'll show you. And again, I think it might only be with the elite, so but it is pretty cool stuff. I was just clicking on it, some financial stuff and the traffic of it. I don't know what that is, not on there, but they have the latest filings and stuff, so you can go on and easily see all the filings now. So that's really cool, and you can set alerts and things like that. But yeah, that was, I thought, and you can, I guess, compare them to the SPY and different. Yeah, you could compare everything to different stocks. So that's really cool too. So you could go like VVPR and see what it looked like compared to MRM or something. I don't know anything like that, but it doesn't really matter. But there you go. Like this MRM was way down, and VVPR is actually curling up there. But there you go. Pretty cool stuff right there, I must say. If they get the pricing right, it would be amazing. Now it would be on another level with this kind of thing. I do like that. We just need to work on getting the time working from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. on FinViz, and then between that and TrendSpider, I'm telling you, you can murder the market. Between the two of them, you're amazing. Obviously, I love my TrendSpider, and I have all my we'll run the scanner real quick and come back and look at it. I'll run this guy and tell you what the smaller caps are looking like right there. We'll go through it. But yeah, I'm telling you, you have the right software, and it's all about having the right charting and everything. And we keep it simple, honestly. Just look at the MACD, RSI. Make it real easy for yourself. Don't overcomplicate things, guys. It's not that complicated. Trust me, when people start breaking all these trend lines and all this crazy stuff, you want to see something crazy, because I was trying to figure out, and I was pretty close to it, but this one, though, I took them all off. Never mind. I remember I took them all off. Yeah, you could put on all these different trend lines. It'll cover the entire page, but like trend line, every line you could ever imagine. You could just sit there and draw lines, like scribble it, and it'll look like what they put on these charts. It's crazy. So just keep it basic. And again, FinViz just draws these ones in, and that's obviously your trend line resistance, your trend line support, your horizontal trend line. So they just draw them in there for you, and I don't know exactly what the algorithm is for it, but it is great, and it's always been there as long as I've ever been looking at FinViz, and I've been using them forever. So and the scanners are great too. They just, I'm telling you, they can get the pricing back good from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. They're money. But this is a cool little thing, and I just noticed it. I don't know if it just popped up there in the last week or so. Could have been there for months, and I haven't noticed it. You know me, guys, so I don't notice anything. But I just saw it the other day. I was like, short interest, this is interesting. And then I was clicking through them going, wow, that's pretty cool. So they're making up for some of the time difference, but let's get the time difference right, and then FinViz will be back on point. So just a little update on there, just what I just noticed the other day. And here we go. We'll keep on rolling right through. So that was VVPR, and CVNA is Carvana right here. And then this one dipped. Yeah, it did. crossed up here, and there you go. You have your trend line down here, and obviously CVNA. I mean, I can see the lines kind of drawing. Not every one of them when I look at it close, but I can get a pretty good idea. It honestly, it used to be better before I got hit in the head. The trend lines would fill in better. I kind of feel like I do need the FinViz for it now. I used to just automatically see them, but at the same time, I see things differently also, and I think I see them better. So it's perfectly fine. I think I totally look at it differently, and that's why the trend lines don't necessarily fill in. They used to fill in. Like, I would just be able to put a chart up like this and see everything just as FinViz would put it, just like that, everything in my mind. I can't do that anymore, so the FinViz I definitely use for the trend lines. They come in handy for me, at least as fast as I try to go through them. I can't do it as fast with the brain injury, that's for sure, but with the Trend Spider and the two of them, I'm telling you, it's like being in the Matrix and these things. You guys see it. I mean, it's just like, and again, it's like the only thing I'm really good at anymore. So it is kind of fascinating that I can just sit here, remember these stock tickers, run through it like this. You would never even think I had a brain injury, and then follow me around for the rest of my day and see what goes on. It's insane. So it's pretty wild. I'm not going to lie. And it's amazing how your brain works. And I really think, honestly, I was looking at FinViz the night I got hit in the head in the hospital. I was literally looking at the charts on FinViz and going through, going, holy shit, I can't believe I can still see these things. And I knew I had gotten hit hard. I knew I was in another galaxy, and I suffered a brain injury in the hospital. Let me leave 4 hours later and told me I was fine. They're like, yeah, go on your merry way, you're all right. So it was pretty interesting. And anyway, not to talk about that, but yeah, so I don't see the trend lines necessarily as well as I used to. They used to fill in, but I see different things, and I think it's even better now because, again, I use the two charts. They work together really, really well. And if FinViz just gets the time from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m., holy cow, I'm telling you guys, between the two of them, and it's not even that expensive, to be honest, for what you can make doing this stuff. I mean, it's relatively very cheap. Like I say, it's the tools that you need to really do it. So I love them both. You guys know I pay for them both, clearly. And yeah, so just trying to give you an idea of what I do as well and just show you. But yeah, I'm really pushing for FinViz to get it from the 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. and really get that time right now that the markets are just so crazy. Because I'll tell you what, they added this stuff up here, and it is definitely cool. And this will come in handy, your short interest one. I mean, look, the other one that I popped up, that VVPR, wasn't a good one to look at. That's why I popped off it. But yeah, like something like this, Carvana, like you could see, look at that short interest up here. It's up there, guys. And you can kind of just look at this chart and almost tell. So it gives me a whole nother perspective as well as where to, I can monitor something like this and easily, not as easy because of the MACDs and RSIs, but I can get a pretty good idea of like that's bottoming out there. We're moving back up. We're topping out. We're coming down. That should be around a bottom. Trying to move up might not be too crazy, and then see it come back down. So that's what it looks like. And again, you just got to read that pattern of the chart right there, and that's just telling you the short interest. We're not even looking at anything like really, we're looking at the short interest candles. So you can do it with anything, really. You guys know I did it with the presidency, the election. I did it with what is it called? Poly whatever market. I think that's what it's called. Whatever that site was that was doing all the betting for the election and stuff, and they had great charts. And yeah, I called the election from 3 months out perfectly. But not only that wasn't even the impressive thing. The great thing that I did on that night was the popular vote, because the day of the election, it was 75-25 Harris to Trump. And I went on, there's the videos out, you could watch it on my YouTube. I literally took them two charts, I broke that down, and I was like, yo, something's not right here. This is gonna jump off a cliff. This one's gonna fly up, and that's that. And don't even question it, guys, because that's what's happening. And everybody thought I was insane. And what happened? He ran with the popular vote too. And again, that chart was insane. That morning, I mean, that day, it was completely 75-25, and you could tell what was going to happen. And the election was so much easier. I mean, we nailed that easily. So yeah, I think what's a Poly Market, right? That's the site that had it, I think. Anyway, but yeah, so yeah, you can look. But again, it just I saw this and I was like, wow, that's awesome because that will definitely help out on some of the ones where you're a little questionable about that. You're like, what's this up to? You can look at things like that and try to get a better idea. So just trying to point out some things that help you along the way. And again, you guys know I use both of these all the time, every day, and now we're live streaming for was this the second week? Yeah, we live streamed all last week, and we're live streaming all again and forever and all these shows. So I hope you guys enjoy the live streaming. Let me know what you guys think. Send in some feedback. I'll blast through this list. I'll go through, see what you guys want to look at, so we can get cruising on a Sunday night, and we'll do our laptop travel list and see what's up with them and everything else. So let's roll right now. Carvana, that's that, and I was just pointing out some stuff that I had noticed over the weekend and the other day, and I'm trying to see. There I am. I was just trying to really find where I was. So Maxon, here we are. Let me see. This is our buddy from a while ago, huh? Remember this one was popping up? We ran this one a couple times pretty well, really well, honestly. I don't remember exactly, but it had a few nice pops. It's sitting on the 20 right here. We'll have to see if it can stay on there tomorrow. You can't really tell. It looks like it's going to pull back and not stay on, so maybe it can in the morning, but it's not giving me that look at the moment on either chart. EONR was running up. Someone said they got it at that point right there. I'm pretty sure we went over this. Someone asked about it. 37, now you're at 60. That's an almost doubling it right there. And what it get up to? 67, I think. EONR right here. And yeah, Thursday it got up to that 72, and then Friday it got up to 67. You're sitting at 50. Oh, it had a pullback in the after hours, and it's at 60. So yeah, it was pulling back. And it's in that channel. I would assume it's staying in this channel, guys, the way it looks. So you might have a little bit of pullback, but you should stay in the channel for EONR. And let's look at that DMN. That was running the other day, Damon, because I remember we looked at it right here. And now you had a big old dip on Friday. I did see that as well. I saw somebody mention that, and I looked it up and said, wow, that's a good dip. So let's see if it can sit there. And you might get a little roll off. You can't really tell. Again, look at it. It does. It looks like it wants to roll off. I'd be looking at this DMN tomorrow as well, auto manufacturer in Canada. So yeah, let's take a look at them and see what they're up to tomorrow. DMN right there. So I would definitely take a look at that, especially on that dip. We'll see. Maybe it stays down there, makes a little base, and then gets running up. But patience is a key right now, because when you catch these bad boys down here on them dips like that, it's great, especially like a Lockheed Martin way down on that dip after they lost a $20 billion contract, because that, it's going to pop back up. GNPX, this one, Genprex, this one ran what, last week it looked like, and I remember it running because we were talking about it. GNPX, if I could type it in there. And yeah, it definitely ran last week. I remember St. Patty's Day, it was trying to run the next day, and now it looks like it is trying to roll back up. Another one we'd have to take a look at more or less tomorrow. Look at it sitting on that 20 right there. A little bit of pullback, but after the weekend, can't exactly tell. So take a look at that. Remind me tomorrow. LITM, super early on this, guys. Way down here on it in the 35s. And now it ran way up. I know that on Friday. It ran up in the after hour somewhat. 65 to 85. It also pulled back there, but it was moving around. Would have it at 70 right there. But yeah, it was spiking up. Maybe towards the end of the day it was running up and then pulled back as it was closing. Maybe, I know it was running up there, and yeah, it got up to that 85 and not looking bad. Look at this setup forming right here for LITM. Maybe it might pull back in this channel, but yeah, it does look like it's setting back up to move a little higher. So that's one to keep an eye on. And MIST in the mist. Remember, we were looking at this and it popped up. I don't know if we kept looking at it as it ran up, but I just remember saying it was in the mist, and you can see it ran up, and I remember it was a little far back, so I'm sure it was right around this spot, and it ran up there. You got some nice pullback coming back to the MACD right there, MIST, and look for it to roll off. Came under that 20. We'll see. It looks like it's trying to push it down, so might get a little more pullback on it, but we'll take a look at the mist and see if it's trying to run back up. And what is this one? Hold on. I know there's some letters like that. I probably wrote them down wrong. WRGX. What is that? WGRX. I definitely wrote that one down. And that's what that is, because I remember we were looking at it and I wrote that down there. WGRX, right? WGRX. So there you go. And Wellgistics Health. And that ran up there Friday. I know we were looking at it down here. We got that run up on Thursday, and then you got more of a run up on Friday there. Somebody had liked this thing. And it looks like it ran more on Thursday. Well, it ran. That's the thing. And this is what kills you right here, because you can't tell. And this is why it needs to run from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. for those that were wondering what I was talking about. I'll show you right here real quick in just this one. But it happens on almost every one of them. Especially, and it happens nonstop because it's happening at 4 a.m. and then it's happening at 6 p.m. So it's just crazy because this thing runs kind of from like 9:30 a.m. till about 4 p.m. and then they give you like 7 a.m. to 9:30 for a little pre-market, but it doesn't move the charts, and then they give you like a little bit of after hours, and again it doesn't move the charts. They put the price up here, which I don't ever look at. So, but this is what I'm talking about right here, where on Thursday it ran up. It had its high at 475 and it closing at 474. You ran all the way up to 619 and it closed at 480. So it's quite a difference right there when you don't know that it ran up in them after hours or even the pre-market, but it ran up in the after hours, and then it shows it the next day, but that's not what really happened there. It was actually pulling back the next day, so that's not exactly accurate, as you can tell, and that just throws you off when you're trying to look at it, and especially when you're trying to trade it and you're trying to use the most accurate charting. It definitely throws you way off. You really better know what you're looking at, and that's why sometimes it takes me, and again, I say it all the time, it takes me way longer to do them. We could fly through a lot more charts, but it happens so often now. It's become like almost every couple it's happening, so I complain about it here and there, but in my mind I'm like, oh my goodness, it's just nonstop. And again, I love this. I love the charts and everything about it. They just need to get from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. running, because that's the market now. I mean, they haven't kept up with the time. So that's what I'm talking about, if you guys were wondering. But still, FinViz, still great scanners, great stuff, and hopefully they're trying to get it fixed. I brought it to their attention, like I said, so we're trying to get it working here, and it would be great, because I'm telling you, and you kind of need, I always thought you need two looks, so that's why I don't really mind not having the trend lines on here. I kind of prefer not to have them on my second chart, because that just don't have any, but I prefer not to, because FinViz fills them in automatically, and again, lately it's just been way better for me. So yeah, it's just been working out way better with the two of them. I was trying to do it, honestly, with just the TrendSpider, but I was like, yeah, I definitely need the FinViz, and if they could get it from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m., I'm telling you, we would even destroy the market even more, because you get them accurate readings, and then in the morning, like them 7 a.m.s and stuff, it throws you off really bad. So, and a lot of people are trading at them times. I mean, look at Laptop Travel and Crew. I mean, there's so much volume at 4 a.m. You guys have no idea if you're not up trading. I'm not up really trading, but I see it and I know what goes on. So it's insane what's going on at 4 a.m. And yeah, it's like a whole day goes by from 4 to 7 a.m. and you can see it on the candles and the charts, and that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's get rolling through here. True Golf right here, setting up. You might get a little pullback down here. I'd watch it to come back down a little bit, possibly. Let me look at it, what it did here. It's pushing, but I don't know. We'll have to look at it tomorrow. Maybe it tries to roll off. Look at it. It came up, came down, went up. It's trying to fight to get into that channel, and you can see it getting set up. It's just not exactly ready, so it could even stay over the MACD and just stay in this channel. Just watch it and see if it tries to pull back any, and we'll take a look at it. HMR, and this is a newer one, but wasn't this MGOL at one point or something like that. I swear it was, because I swear we had it and it had popped and then it changed its name. But anyway, this is a marine shipping one in Greece as well, like TOPS. And these things seem to be looking good, guys. So I would keep an eye on this thing as well. Again, very new. It run up there at a $10 range. It's at $3.15, and it appears like it's trying to set up. We'll keep an eye on it. You can see it. I barely see anything right there, but it's trying to. So I'll watch it tomorrow, see what kind of movement it has. BNRG, Bren Miller Energy. This one we had watched before because it was running flat and we were getting a couple pop-ups, and then I remember it ran like crazy. So we did watch this thing down here, and it ran all the way up to the 290s. You're back here looking really good again for Bren Miller, BNRG. This used to be on the laptop travel lowdown list, and yeah, in that channel right there, open and close on the same price. Can't really tell, but should stay in that channel right there, and you can tell it's pretty bullish right there. So I would keep an eye on BNRG, not looking bad. That's an oldie for us. VRAR. Let me type that in correctly. VRAR, Glimpse Group. Let's take a glimpse at this group right here and see what they're doing. And let's see what VRAR is up to here. Let's get a glimpse at your stock and see what you're up to. It's trying to get into that 20. I would assume it's getting in there, guys. And it's not looking too bad taking a glimpse at it right here. So I would say keep an eye on this VRAR software company. A lot of these things have been running up pretty good too. USA. Yeah, it's not looking bad. I would say I would keep an eye on that thing right there. VRAR and ACON. Did we look at this thing already? I don't even remember, but ACON. We'll look at it again if we did. It's not a big deal. ACO. It's a big deal if I can't type it in. A Clarion. I don't think we looked at it tonight, but it is just flat. We obviously looked at it before that pop-up. We knew it was going right there. And ACON right here, 75 cents. What did it do? 76 to 77. Just kind of jumping around, kind of flat right there. Nothing crazy, to be honest with you. We'll look at it tomorrow and see what direction. It's just literally running flat right there. So we'll see what direction that wants to go. ACON and PTLE. Let's see what that's doing here. That is popped up there on Thursday, dipped down a little bit. Let me see. PTLE. PTL LTD or something. Just a little bit of pullback on the 20. I don't know if it's really popping up tomorrow. It doesn't really look like it, so I'll take a peek at it and just see what it wants to do. I mean, it's trying to set up. You just can't really tell when it's really trying to set up, if it's like immediately or taking its time. And Icon right here, good old Icon Energy, another one that we watched, and it jumped up a few times. Some good pullback right there, it looks like, on Friday. I did not see that, and I can't type it in either. But Icon right here, ICON, yeah, a little bit of pullback there, 9 to 10 down to 8. And it doesn't look like it's doing a whole lot besides just kind of pulling back a hair. We'll look at it because it has that one pullback look. Maybe it'll try to get curled up right here. Can't really tell, especially on the Friday into the weekend. But there you go at Icon right there. Let me go ahead and see what you guys want to look at real quick. I'll run through these bad boys. And Omar, good evening. And Sam, solid, supporting fellow Wolfspace peeps. There you go. How are you, Sam? Good evening there. And Janica, I believe it is. And can we check out Holo? Did we do Holo? I think we did that immediately. I'll look at it again if you missed it. And in GameStop, we'll definitely do that. NRGC, we definitely did that. But if you missed Holo right at the beginning, that one's actually looking pretty good for tomorrow. Let me take a better look at it again so I remember here. And yeah, it just tried to jump up. It didn't look too bad at all. Look at it. You're hitting that 20. We know they don't love to get over that 20 and again over the weekend, but it does have some momentum there. So we'll keep an eye on it. Ran up to 121, stopped at 96. Just make sure it can get over this area right here at that 101. Look how it was pulling back a little bit and pulling back even on here at that 96. So again, you're watching for that 101, 102 area to really get in there, and then we'll get cruising. RGC, watch that for a momentum play in the morning. I know we looked at that one, and GameStop will definitely go over that as we go through them big cappers. LITM, did we look at that? That's Snow Lake. Yeah, we did look at this one. Trying to run up there, and again, Doesn't look too bad. It did run up. It was holding itself on the 50. If you get some pullback, it's going to be back into this channel to get set up again. So that's kind of what you're looking at for LITM there. Jason Mullins, how are you? And I know Boeing won the tournament right there, Laptop Travel. I was impressed. Boeing won over Lockheed Martin. Right now, I didn't think Boeing would be winning anything. So gold, baby. Fort Knox is bear. And then the U.S. will be buying more along with every other nation. Yeah, it is fascinating to think what's going to happen. They say they're going to go there and open it up and see. I mean, it's going to be amazing when they open up that Fort Knox and see what it looks like. And BTOG just waiting like everything on Bitcoin, and GCTK ran from 4 a.m. to 6:45 on Friday morning, guys, like I said. So look at this thing, GCTK, and I'll just show you. Here you go. It did. It ran 53 to 65. Real nice run down to 25. Or 22, and then here, what do we have it at? GCTK, and on Friday, 43 to 49, and this had it up to 65. Can you see the big difference there? I mean, it's not even close. It doesn't even look like it even ran, and you'd have no idea. So if you had this thing, you're sitting there like, now it's pulled back to 22. Am I going to get a pop? And guess what? You missed the pop. It popped. It got them at 66 cents. So it did pop for you, and you just had no idea. So it is kind of bizarre, I'm not going to lie. And again, that's the kind of action you're seeing at 4 a.m., and these people are trading them like insanity. So definitely it needs to be running at that time. You can see the difference right there. And if you had it, you wouldn't know. Polymarket is what it's called. Thank you, Laptop Travel. And that WGRX, thank you very much. I was going to look over there to see if you had posted it because I figured you would have. And somehow it just popped up there. So I got that one. And let's see what else is going on right here. Futures are green for tomorrow. Most of the Mag 7s are green in the overnight hours, according to Luis Rodriguez. And he wants to see MSI. Let's see what MSI is doing here. Motorola Solutions. And this one looks like it's about to get cruising up, guys. So let's see what MSI is up to here. Yeah, I mean, look at it. It's trying to get cruising right there. You can see it bottomed out there at that 404. What's Motorola doing nowadays? I have no idea, and it doesn't even matter, but it does look pretty good. Look at all these setups coming up, and you're trying to roll up into that channel, and like I said, they had that bottom down there. Watch for any pullback, but especially off of here at 414, but not looking bad at that 422, I must say, for MSI, Motorola Solutions. I didn't even know that was Motorola. And let's see, check out YHC for Harry Keller. Let's see what is YHC. LQR House Beverage and Wineries. That took a nice dip, huh? That one's a beauty. We love when they do that. I mean, not for the company's sake, but just for our sake, because we get in a great price right here. And yeah, that took a beauty. 243, it jumped up a hair to 249. It came down to 37. That's one hell of a... So you love when they run the opposite way, unless you're shorting this thing down. And yeah, you get up to the top right here at this 280, and then you see this look, you better be jumping out of it. And boom, there you go. It just threw it right down to the bottom. Now, what are we looking at for a bounce here? And it is hitting that bottom right there. So obviously, you're going to look at it in the morning for a bounce. It could, honestly, it probably will have a little bounce. I don't think you're going to see anything crazy, but you could have a nice little bounce back up to like 65, which would be really nice. I mean, you could have a nice 20-cent bounce right there with no problem. So I would watch it for that bounce look, if anything. So yeah, that's a YHC. Just watch for that bounce. I'm just going to write down the bounce right there. And let's see what else is going on. The GCTK's chart, I'll retweet it. He's Laptop Travel is gonna share that bad boy. And UAY, holy cow, UAMY, trying to trick me here. UAMY, there we go. United States Anatomy Corp. And this thing's running up there. Yeah, I'd watch it. We know that it's hard for him to get through that resistance. And but let's see after the weekend what it wants to do here. If it can, and it's not looking too bad, I'm not going to lie. Closing at that 205, it's not a guarantee. If it can get over there, it gets into that top, it's going to run. So it is a metals and mining company, and I would keep an eye on this thing in the morning, because this thing could be one of the ones that tries to move right there. That's for sure. And let's check out and see what else is going on. Did I get all them? I think so. Let me hop on this feed over here, and I get a totally different amount. AMD very close to breaking out of a downward channel right there. And AMD, I'm telling you, we were all over that bad boy. And yeah, totally. There you go. It is, honestly, and it is looking good, and we nailed that right in there and got it to run up. No, it was right there. I'm sorry. We knew it was right there. Boom. We knew it was running up, and it did. It's in that channel, and AMD is looking much better. You're right, Luis Rodriguez. So, yeah, some of these are starting to look much better. Some are still setting up right here, and it does look like it's up a little bit. So, let me see what else. And here's your chart for that GCTK, guys. And there you go, Laptop Travel. Thank you very much. And let me see what else is going on. Yep, the market definitely will present itself. I never try to guess, that's for sure. You guys know that. You listen to the show. I'm never guessing. If I don't see it, I tell you, I'll look at it tomorrow, and we'll get a better idea, I promise. So there you are. And I agree 100%. Never try to guess. And, options right here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and it did have chart options. You're right. Thank you. Appreciate you pointing that out, because the other ones didn't. AMD does. Here you go. Look, it has the options right here, guys. On here, I was looking at that as well. So I had the latest filings, March 18th. You see all the different filings right here, and then it tells you the options too. So, and now we know if ones don't have options, because they probably won't have it right there. So, and then you can see the short interest. Look at that; it's pretty low down there. So you're probably going to get moving. Yeah, guys, I like it. And stock detail, what we look at, I definitely like this a lot. I just wish we can get the prices from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. And I'm telling you, we will be so happy as a show. We'll be cruising along, having a good old time. It'll be a party if they do it. I'm telling you, it'll be incredible. And they'll probably be happy I'll shut my mouth. And but yeah, I like I said, I'm not trying to dog them. I use it. I've been using them for like 20 years. So I have to say it's amazing. We just need to get up with the times. That's all. And but I do like this. That's for sure. So they kind of stepped it up one, but I would be more happy with the timing. But this definitely is going to help. I'm telling you, with the options, the short interest, and all that good info. I do like that. That is for sure. So thank you for pointing that out, Laptop Travel, as well, because honestly, I forgot about that. And let's see. And here you go. Here's your the reverse split ones with the dates. I was going to say I'll repost that out. And yeah, that ANGI for March 24th. So like I said, Laptop Travel has it down on the list. I thought it was there. And let's see what else is going on over here. That GCTK we looked at. And yeah, what's Trump tweeting out about? I didn't even see the what did Laptop Travel said something about. He tweeted something. I have to go back and look. I forget where it was. I just saw something about it. But what the heck was that he tweeted out about the Trump coin or something? Was that recently? I saw you tweet something, and I'm trying to find it, but I just don't even see it. And but I know you tweeted something about it. And there you go, TRNR. You want to see that, Barb? Let's look at it. And that LQR, the house stock plummeted 74% to 58 cents after announcing that of the Earth distribution, a Canadian tequila distributor ordered 168 cases of SWOL tequila, with the company noting that over half of its initial inventory is sold and the rest is expected to sell out before. That's interesting, I know we were just looking at it. It was a distillery company. It took that big old dip. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. And, yeah, there you go. Second major purchase order or something. I don't even know, but that's pretty wild. We'll have to keep an eye on that thing. And TRNR, let's see what that's doing. That wasn't looking bad, honestly. That interactive strength, I know I was looking at it. Yeah, it kind of looked, well, we'll look at it tomorrow. We'll see. If it can get cruising, it started to roll up there, started to look a little bit better, and then it was a Friday, so you could see it. Look, it looked like it kind of bottomed out. We'll see what it can do right here, Barbara. I'll keep an eye on TRNR, and I'll keep you posted on that one, that's for sure. And let's see what else is happening over here. I think I got all them bad boys. And let me see if I got all these. I think I did. Let me see real quick. Boom, SGLY. Let's see, SGLY. And then I'll run through the laptop travel and the rest of them, the Jolie's jumpers or the Jolie's jams, and then we'll cruise through our spy and all them guys. SGLY not looking bad there, ran up Friday. Let's see if it's going to keep that SGLY, yeah. Oh, didn't we look at this thing? Didn't I just look at it and say that it might keep itself up there? I don't know. Yeah, because it's poking itself into the top right there. And if I didn't, I don't even know. But it is getting into the top. I would keep an eye on it. It keeps this resistance or this momentum going up there. And it's not looking terrible. It's one to definitely keep an eye on, especially you 4 a.m.ers, guys. Because this one definitely could be one of the momentum plays running up there. Look at this thing right there. And seems to have that momentum over to 50. So SGLY, yeah, I'd keep an eye on that thing right there. And again, that's more of your momentum right there. And let's see what else. IBO, and then we'll get rolling through the rest of them here. IBO. And there's another one, ran up, and that's another great look up there, guys. So there's 2 of them right there that you can look at early in the morning and see if they want to be momentum plays. IBO and SGLY right there. So 2 good ones from stocking up for future. And so, yeah, it's not looking bad, I must say. And 2 good plays probably for the morning, or at least 2 great ones to keep your eye on. And here we go. Let's go through our laptop travel list. We'll roll through them. We'll go through our Jolie's jams and look at our spy and everything and see what our big caps and them want to look like. And then I'll see if anybody else wants to see anything. ALLR, let's see. It's up 3 cents right here. Cool. That looks good. I knew this was getting set up. We were looking. We were looking at it last week, I believe, and it's in that channel running up. And I know I looked at it Friday because it looked really strong there. Ran up in the. I just happened to look over there, but it did run up. I could tell by this. And but yeah, there you go. It likes to close it at 99, and after hours it tells you. But anyway, 94 to 111, and it's at 107, and looking really good over that 50, getting set up. I would say definitely one to keep an eye on right there, especially in the morning as well. ALLR, keep an eye on that one. ARTL, let me see what this one is doing here. Artello Biosciences, this one looks like it could be a little more of a momentum runner too. What is it? ARTL, there we go. And crawling up, hitting that 20, yeah, 99 right there. Would it get up to 104? You have to keep an eye. It looks better on here for whatever reason. It says that it's way up there, but it looks like it might have pulled back a hair. And again, that's, you need it to look exactly right to know where it's going to be. So you got to watch this thing in the morning. It could jump up into that channel. It doesn't look bad. It's just, is it going to do it tomorrow morning? Throughout the week it will, that. ATXS, this doesn't look bad either. Look at it trying to curl up there. Let's see what that did in the after hours. And let's see, it is pushing that envelope for that 20, trying to curl up. So another one looking good right here. And I'm telling you, you'll get a ton of these great looks. And Laptop Travels list is amazing, these ones. They're always just setting right up in that 20. And like I said, you don't need 100%ers all the time. Trust me. Had this conversation today, as a matter of fact. Sometimes it's better just to trade the easier ones that are only running like 5-6% and locking them in, rather than trying to get crazy with these 100%ers that run so fast, and then you're trying to trade them and second guess yourself and don't know where to sell it at, and then they drive you crazy and you hold it, and then all of a sudden it's lower than what you bought it at, and then you're all pissed off. So it is one of them things that you have to pay attention to when you're trading these smaller ones, the ones that are going to gap up fast and get them huge percentages, and then you have to be able to trade them smart. So these ones, you kind of know exactly they're going to run off that 20 up to your 50 or your trend lines. They may not be huge, but they run. Guy, look at that 7% right there. Like I wasn't even looking at it. But yeah, just as I'm saying, up 5 cents, 7%. This thing will jump around like that almost every single day, and you can just pick the ones you like. Like I said, look, it jumps around all the time for the most part. You can see the candles are nice. You can find the bottom and the top, and this is just one example. So just showing you, like, you don't need 100%ers to do well in the market all the time. You can find, and then some of these will really pop off for you, and then you'll be really happy. So this one's setting up right here, BMEI. It was up Friday. You could see that, and it was pretty strong, 276 to 305 at 299. And again, in this channel right here, you could get up to that 347. Maybe it won't do it tomorrow, but it could do it throughout the week and then jump around. So yeah, BMEI looking, BMEA. What did I say? BMEA. I'm telling you, I'm the worst at reading anymore. BMEA looking good. So yeah, that'll trade around there. BTBD. This BT brand, now this one's a crazy chart. Look at this thing. This one's wild. This thing runs all the time like an animal. Yeah, check out this thing. BT. I gotta see this one here. Be easier. Yes, that chart was making my head spin. And it ran 135 to 169 and closed at 152. And another one, look at it, pushing that envelope. We'll see if it gets in there. It looks like it's trying to push into that 20. So we'll keep an eye on this BTBD right there. And that BTTR, Better Choice Company, not looking bad right here. Look at this thing curling up 9 cents right there. BTTR. And let's see. A little flat, but probably going to try to move up to that $1.88 area and look pretty good. Let's see. It is getting big setup right there, so not looking bad. Consumer defensive. Let's see what's going on with CTMX. But yeah, BTTR, not bad. This one looks good. CTMX right there. Let me see. CTMX. Yeah, this thing's getting set up. I'd keep an eye on this bad boy right here. It looks like it's trying to run up this week, so that's one to keep an eye on right there, CTMX. And that's CYCC. There we go. And this thing ran up, coming down, trying to set back up, curl through. I would expect this to try to move this week, CYCC. Yeah, CYCC. There we go. Hitting that 20 really hard and crossed through, and it should stay crossed through right there. Like I said, that one looks like it was trying to push it and looks pretty good for that this week. Keep an eye on that. ECDA, and this one's trying to run up. Look at that curl up on this thing. This thing runs around a lot too. Like, just a look at it. 74 to 79 came down to 62 and then closed at 77. So you got some nice movement there and a lot of nice days of movement. Now you're getting into that channel and you kind of know where it's going. So ECDA, another one you can keep an eye on. ESPR, Aspirian Therapeutics, I think that's how you say it, and that's getting into that channel and running up. I would say you got a pretty good one right there for tomorrow as well. ESPR, yeah, keep an eye on this, trying to run up to that 185 right there. Not looking bad for ESPR. And let's look at, what did I even write? FMST. Foremost Clean. That has a weird look right there, hitting that 20. Let me take a better look. FMST right here. 82 and 82 open and close on that 20. Weird look, but it does look like it's trying to stay in there. I'd have to look at it tomorrow, but it does have that crazy look. And Humasite, a biotech company, and this one's getting set up, guys. Watch for any little dip here, but Huma looks like it's setting up in this channel, so that's another one to keep an eye on. And KTTA, let's see, that one's in that 20 right there. Let me take a quick look at the setup. KTTA, and let's see, 124, and it's at that 20. Yeah, it looks like a good setup off of there too, so I would say keep an eye on this KTTA right there. And MNDY, Monday.com. Well, it's going to be Monday.com tomorrow, that's for sure. So let's see what it wants to do here. MNDY. I've never heard of Monday.com. What the hell do they do? Software application in Israel. And let's see what it's up to here. Reddit initiated I don't even know what the hell they're talking about anyway. Who cares? shares, and it doesn't look too bad, but the 20's coming down. I don't know. I don't know if it's getting through right there, guys. It's hitting it. It kind of looks like it's going to get pushed down to me at the moment on a Monday. It might have a case of the moon days tomorrow and end up falling back down and taking a nap. So we'll look at this. I'm going to jot this one down here. I got to see this MNDY right here. I got to see what that's doing on a Monday.com. So we'll keep an eye on that. And like I said, it looks like it wants to come down, but it has that weird look like it could jump up there and try to get cruising. So I'll look at that one. Interesting. NBY. I don't remember ever looking at MNDY. I remember writing it down tonight, and I said, I don't even know what that is. This one looks great, though. NBY. Yeah, that one was jumping up and looking nice. See if it could bust through that 50 tomorrow. It looks like it. I mean, over the weekend you can't tell, but if it was a weekday and it had that momentum, I would think that it was going to try to right there. So keep an eye on NBY. And I think it's OBIO. Okay, looks like that. OBIO. Orchestra Biomed Holdings, and this thing looks like it's trying to curl up right there, not looking bad. OBIO, and let's see, it ran up on Thursday. Now it's in that channel. I'd expect it to stay in there and try to get up to that 497 or 451, so not looking bad there either. And OLB, I think that's what it says. Yeah, OLB, and that one looks really good. So again, look at all these great ones, guys, and you don't need 100%ers, but I'll tell you what, OLB is going to move tomorrow, and look at that thing. It ran up like almost 5% the other day, 121 to 127. That's where it closed, and it's looking good, almost 6%. Look at that thing. And piece of cake, guys. Real easy there. So OTLK, good old outlook, and this thing's looking good. It has a good outlook right now, I think. Let's see what it's up to. I remember looking at this back here, and yeah, this thing looks like it's going to jump up in this channel. Oh, it's in there, but I mean jump up why it's in there. So keep an eye on that outlook. Look at it trying to curl up on every level right there, and even here it looks good. OTLK, I would say keep a look out for that outlook is what I was going to say, and I just messed that all up. So anyway, that is Outlook Therapeutics, OTLK, and you can take a look out for it and whatever you want to do. And PRSO, let's see, Peraso or something like that, but this one looks really good on a first glance. PRSO. Yeah, look at that thing, guys. I think this thing's keeping some momentum right there. 79.84. It closed right up there. You can see it. And looking pretty good for PRSO and PYXS, maybe? PYXS. It's like a game just trying to read my writing, I think. PYXS. Let's see what this is. Pyxis on call. I don't even know how to say that, but anyway, it looks like they just had earnings the other day, and then it jumped up right there, and it's not looking too bad. I got to put the right one in. PYXS. I need that Y, and yeah, look at this thing. It looks much better on here. It looks pretty good there. It does look good here, curling up. I like it. 112 to 124. It's at 118, and not looking bad there. And how about real? Let's see how real this one is. REAL. The real. What? The real. I was like, what does that even say? Holy cow, that's a crazy looking name right there. The Real Inc. It's a luxury goods company, and it's getting set up. They're the real deal right now, I'd say, because it's looking pretty damn good for real. REAL. Let's see, it's right there. A little bit of pullback, not looking bad, and yeah, might look for it to pull back into the 530s or in the 5 something if you can. Watch it tomorrow. I'll keep an eye on real as well, because that looks like it could be the real deal setting up. You can just see it. Look at this thing getting set up here. Maybe it wants to not get set up and run and dip, but we'll keep an eye on it because your 20's curling it too. So has a good look. I like it. REAL. I'll look at it tomorrow and see if it's really trying to set up for real. REAL. And SABS, SABS, SAB Biotherapeutics, and this one's actually trying to cruise off that bottom right there. SABS. And yeah, look at that thing off the 20 right there. Watch it try to get up here in the 225 area from that 172. Not looking bad at all. And SCKT, Socket Mobile, and Socket Mobile looks like it's trying to crank back up there right now. So SCKT, look at it. It is trying to get in there, and it's up in that 20. So again, what a great list right here of a bunch of them that are able to move for you. And, just easy trades for the most part. And this one looks great. Jumped up 16 cents. Let's see if it can get through there. It might not get through tomorrow, but this one might get set up. This is TTEC right here, and it is TTEC Holdings. And yeah, I mean, look at it. 344 to 371. It's at 365. And if it doesn't, it's staying in that channel and getting set up. So a lot of really good ones right here, I have to say. A lot of great ones that you can trade. Your Energy, URG, ran up Thursday, it looks like. Let's see, had a little healthy pullback. Let me take a look. That's what it looks like to me, so it doesn't look bad. Looks like it'll stay there. And XWE, wait, what? XWEL, there you go. XWEL, and let's see what XWEL's up to. And XWEL, and it's running up there into that channel too, 92 to 110. It's at 103, not looking bad. Watch it try to get up to that 114. Look at all these spikes it has all over here. So you can imagine it's going to try to spike up in there. Look at the thing, spiking all over the damn place. So keep an eye on XWEL as well. And there you go. I would say that's a really solid list from Laptop Travel. Always gives us some solid lists. We get our laptop lowdowns in the morning, and they're great setups that a lot of them run 100%. And then these bad boys are just great setups that are great trades that are setting up. Some of them really blast off, but some of them are just really easy, simple, great trades. So gives you a wide variety of anything you want to try to choose from. We hit the penny stocks. We go through whatever's trending, cruising, moving, down, dipping, whatever it's doing. Then the Laptop Travel list. We'll look at our Joe Leash jams, and then we'll go through our SPY and our big cap. So, and then we'll hit crypto as well. And that didn't look too bad, so we'll keep an eye on that. But let's look at AGFY right here. Good old Agrify. That did pull back. It ran up the other day when we wanted it to, and you are getting some pullback here. I didn't think it was going to pull back that fast, but it definitely had other plans here. So it is moving back down. We'll see how far it wants to dip, but we did catch that pop right there. That was a beauty because we were all over it. BLNK, Blink Charging. Look at this crazy look this thing's been having. I looked at this one. I've been looking at it because we look at it every day, but I checked it out Friday and it had that crazy look. Opened and closed at $1, just barely running around, but I think it's trying to get set up. Another one we'll look at tomorrow anyway, so get a better idea. And good old Sezzle right here. Let's see what Sezzle's trying to get moving again. Let's see if it can crawl up. Look at it hitting that MACD right there. Let me see. And I promise you the big caps aren't going to be the easiest to look at. I can already tell you right now because they're all sitting just like this. And they can go either way. I don't really think they're all ready yet, guys. So we're about to go over them right now and break them down. But I think Sezzle is one of them bad boys, and it's a big one. And Sterling's looking much better. Remember, we said that off of here was its bottom probably, and that was at 108. You're at 126, and now you're getting cruising back up until probably the 140s. This thing was up at almost 200 not long ago. And yeah, it's not looking too bad for Sterling Infrastructure. So keep an eye on that to run that channel right there. So you keep an eye on there. And good old Rivian. I think this was setting up the other day, was it not? Yeah, it was. I remember seeing this. We always go over it, and obviously it ran up, pulled back, and then just popped back up. I don't know if we really knew it was popping up that quick, but obviously look at it. Came down, boom, rolled right off. Now you're in that channel looking much better for Rivian. So we keep our eye on this and go over it all the time. So I'll keep you posted. And good old Symbotic's been down there, and it was setting up. Look at it. Ran up a little bit Friday. You're going to get into that channel, and then your trend line's going to come down, you're going to see it get into that channel and get moving. So you can see what's going to happen right here into this channel. And yeah, you'll get moving up there, a couple bucks for Symbotic. And there you go with your Jolie's Jams. And let's go ahead. We'll roll through our crypto real quick. I'll take a look at it and see what that's up to. Bitcoin's at 85,727. Again, not looking bad. Solana's at 133. Ethereum's at 1,986. Chainlink's at 1427. HBAR's at 18.5. And Ripple is at 242. It looks like 242. And let's go ahead and see what our Cardano is doing. And that's at 70 cents. And if you want to take a look, this is what I look at, guys. My stock queue, it's so awesome. I have my crypto prices. You can just see them cruising around right there. Bitcoin, Sol, Ethereum, Ripple, Cardano, Doge is there at 17. So there you go with my awesome stock cube with our crypto prices, and I love that thing. I think my wife loves it too. She comes down the basement. She's always telling me what the crypto prices are doing now. She's like, "Did you know that Bitcoin's over 85,000?" I'm like, "Yes, I did. Thank you, honey." So yeah, I think she just enjoys looking at the prices on it. I'm telling you, it's so cool. It's like this Rubik's cube that just scrolls around. It's a lot of fun. And so there you go with that. But yeah, that's what I look at right there. And let's go ahead and see what our big... Oh yeah, let's look at them charts real quick. I'm sorry, guys. I got ahead of myself. USD, BTC, USD right here on Coinbase. Let's see. It's in that channel. Like I said, it's been pushing in there. We could see it underneath. It got in there before and, you know, pushed its way out. And it's in there again. So we're going to keep an eye on it. But again, this thing might just kind of run this channel. It's looking much better as it moves up. So I think we are trying to get set up again. I don't know if they're really ready to get popping. Let me just look on here. Sol USD right there. And yeah, look at this thing running up into that 20 area. Try to get up into here into the 150s again, and then we can get cruising again. I think we're starting to get moving again and looking much better. Ethereum, same thing. Let me get there. And yeah, look, on that 20, we're all starting to look pretty good here. So we had that big separation there. They've been pushing their way up, and I think we are starting to look much better here. And I'll look at Ripple real quick, and we'll get a good idea what Ripple's looking like, because that was getting set up, guys. And look at it. It is. You can see it popped up. It's in that channel. It's going to get rolled up here, and Ripple's going to get ripping, guys. So we're not too far away from crypto to start getting moving, it doesn't look like. And I'll confirm them. I do like the I use this one app on here. I don't even know what it's called. It just says crypto on it, to be honest with you. And yeah, Bitcoin, let me just look at it real quick. It just give me a second look. Yeah, it's right there on that 50-day 50. No, it's on the 200, and the 50's coming down. I'm sorry. It's on the 50, 200's coming down. We're closing in that gap to get ready, guys, and it ain't going to push it. I don't think we're coming down to 60. That's what them people were looking at before. Here, I'll go back to Bitcoin and tell you exactly what I'm talking about right here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So yeah, we're in this channel right here. Here's your 50, like I said, and it's up on your 20. And this one actually has your 200 day. I don't even think I have my 200 day, but if you had it on here, it would be looking like this. So you're sitting here on your 20, and your 200 day is literally like coming on, hold on, I'll tell you. So your 50 would be curling down. You're sitting on your 200 day right here is where your 200 day would be, literally just cutting right through like this. So you're not looking bad up there, and then your 20's coming down on it. So it is an interesting look. And again, I don't have this set up the way that chart is. It's totally different. That's why I kind of like that chart. But again, I do like these things because I can tell exactly what's going on. So yeah, you can tell by different charts and different setups. So I do like to look at different things right there. And let's see, we looked at that WGRX already, and PHH, is that the mortgage company? No. Park Hob Biological Technology, definitely not a mortgage company in the U.S. It's a China company. It's a household something in China. This could have a little momentum play as well, guys. So keep an eye on PHH in the morning. It's fairly new, but it does look like it might run up there. And them China companies, go wild. So it might be a good one to keep an eye. Another good one to probably keep an eye on, along with them other guys at SGLY and at IBO. And we did take a look at that WGRX. I forget what the heck it did. If WGRX right here, Logistics, that's right, it ran up there. It's hard to tell, to be honest with you, so I couldn't really tell about that one right there. And let's see, did I get all them? I think I did, yeah, and I got all that stuff. So let's see what else. Did I miss anything? No. All right, let's do our big caps and our SPY. Cruise right through. We got through everything else, and we'll knock through this real quick and see what's going on, and we'll wrap it up. You guys can go back to your Sunday evening here. We'll be well prepared for our market tomorrow, and obviously we'll be on at 7 a.m. every morning, and we do the show Sunday through Friday. So Sunday night, this show, and then tomorrow morning and every morning at 7 a.m. we do the pre-market show, and then obviously 9 p.m. we do this show every night up until Thursday night, and then our Friday morning show. So there you go. And any questions, feel free to ask me anything. Shoot me a comment, a post, or a DM or whatever on X, and I will respond. So here we go. Let's get cruising through our big caps and our SPY. Our SPY, look at this thing. Interesting look. Like I told you guys in the pre-market show, I told you, how are they going to leave it right there on the thing? That's how they would leave it for the day. It doesn't look bad, guys. It looks like it wants to run up here, but get back over the MACD line. Look how long it's been down. It does look like it wants to get up here and then kind of run up a little bit, and you're going to see your bounce up, bounce down, and then get crawled back up. That's what it ended like. That's what it looks like. And obviously at 7 a.m. we'll be looking at it hardcore. But yeah, that's the look that they gave you to end the day. And honestly, I do think it's going to stay curled up there, and they could be getting moving, or at least ready to get set up. Apple, look at it, trying to push the limits right here. Look at that curl up, and going to hit this resistance at 220 tomorrow morning. That's for sure. And if these things are already up in the after hours, in the overnight hours, and they're pushing them way up, like I said, you get these to curl back up. Look at this thing. It was way up there and then came down for a little while here. And now if we can get really set up and then get them up, they can get everything curling back up and try to get moving again. That's just what it looks like. I can't promise you anything. And obviously we'll go through everything in the morning. But Amazon, look at it, busting through. Remember, we were saying Amazon looked really good the other day, AMZN. And we will see. Like I said, look at that look. It looks like it's trying to push through, guys. So it could just get up to here, 202, pull back, but actually try to get set up where they try to start moving in the right direction again. And we'll see what happens with Amazon. And good old Google, I was saying that one wasn't looking bad. And it was up like that. And look, it wants to get up into this area. It's crossed through, not looking bad, curling up. And I'm telling you, Google, I think, is going to try to get moving here. So I would be keeping an eye on these bad boys. I think that they're getting set up. They're not ready to blast off. Meta, look at it. I think you're probably bottomed out. Is it going to hit this resistance and really come down harder? I don't really think so now, guys. So they built a nice support. They built some resistance, and I think we're going to get set up to get moving. I think Trump can snap his fingers at this point and know exactly what he needs to say to make the market move, the exact timing that he needs it to move. He has people in his ear that obviously know what they're looking at, saying, yeah, you're getting down to a critical spot, like how I tell you guys. And then it's like, hey, get this thing cranked up a little bit so we don't get into that territory, and we can keep things rolling, get things fixed in the economy without sinking it. And yeah, they're doing everything they can, almost textbook, guys. So our country was in a huge mess. I think it was way bigger than they ever even expected, and we knew it was screwed up. So they're doing a lot of shit to try to get it fixed here. And obviously, it's going to take some work, and that's what you're going to see, some prices bouncing around. But like I tell you, in a couple months, guys, things are going to be cranking, and we might try to get turned up here. Maybe again, we might have some nice runs and maybe bounce around for a few months and then get set up. So that's what I kind of see happening, and that's what it looks like now. Look at Microsoft trying to get moving here. It was pushing the envelope there to 391, and yeah, it wasn't looking bad trying to break through that 20, curling up. So Microsoft was looking pretty good. And good old Nvidia, I have to say, though, wasn't looking the best. Nvidia, I don't know, they could come down. So Nvidia could get hurt, and look at it. Look at that look. We'll see tomorrow. Is Nvidia up in the overnight, guys? Let me know if that's up in the overnight if you can. I'm just curious. And yeah, like I said, that one is the only one. And again, coming down, is it really going to come down past that 104? I don't think so. But you could have a little pushback and then try to roll back up. That's just what it left us with on a Friday. So we'll look at them in the morning. And Tesla's looking hot, guys. I must say, Tesla looks much better. We're probably going to get up here, have our little pullback, but we're crossed through, and then we're going to get rolling, guys. And Tesla's got a lot of room to make up there. So I would definitely be all over Tesla and keep an eye on it, that's for sure. I know I will be, and I've been watching it. AMC, here we go with your AMC and GameStop. Remember we were saying GameStop was looking really good the other day in that pre-market? It ran up pretty nice. AMC's looking much better too. Look at this thing getting to be in a great spot. I would be keeping an eye on AMC right now. I don't know what the hell's going on. They turned around really quick, I can tell you that. GameStop, again, was getting set up. They do have earnings coming up, I know that, but it's at the end of the month, I believe it was, now that we're there, the 25th, which is next, wait, no, it's pretty much coming up on Tuesday, huh? So they do have earnings coming up Tuesday, so we'll have to see. I don't know what the hell they're announcing, but something's going on with GameStop, it looks like. So I would keep an eye on GME and AMC right there. Yeah, look at that, not looking bad. How about that Unity right here? That one's not looking too bad right there as well. Trying to curl up. Look at it. It's trying to. I don't know if that's going to get through with that look. But Chewy wasn't looking bad either. And look at this thing getting curled up. And they had earnings coming up, I believe. And that's the 26th on Wednesday. And CHWY looking pretty good. Looks like it wants to try to get through there into that channel. So keep an eye on that as well. So yeah, I would say AMC, GameStop, and Chewy not looking bad. Netflix was up a little bit, and this thing, look at it. I think we're about to get cruising with Netflix, and you're going to see it get up in the all-time highs at like 1,100 soon, guys. So mark my words on Netflix. You're about to see it go from like 959 to 1,100 right there, probably. And I wouldn't be surprised if they split that down just to bring it, get it back to more attractive prices, because now you're running it up, just like how Nvidia, when it hit 1,300, they kind of split it, and it's not like a reverse split where you're losing anything. They just bring it down to make it more attractive to more buyers, and then it usually runs up even higher, like Nvidia did after that. And remember, I had Nvidia at 180, guys, 180.50 when it ran up to that 1,300 pre-split, and now now it's split, so at that 1,300, so you got a different price. You're in a, what do we just say Nvidia was at? In the 100s. But yeah, this thing ran from 180 to 1,300, guys, and it was insane. So yeah, I nailed that one pretty good, I would say, for Nvidia there. That was that run up. But anyway, Netflix looking really good, I would say. And AVGO right here, not looking too bad as well. 20's coming down, getting set up for it. And I think AVGO could be trying to get set up as well. And let's see, MU, that had some nice pullback. Remember, we were looking at this thing, and we couldn't tell what it wanted to do in that channel, but it did have some nice pullback right there. So yeah, I would say that was a nice little top run up and then pull back, and we could have some more pullback. See it hit that MACD line and see what wants to happen with it. But definitely some good pullback there. And TSM, I don't know, it's just sitting on this line right here. It's trying to hold itself up. Maybe it will tomorrow. Well, it probably only has to hold itself up for another day or so. Look at it, and it can get into that channel and move. So TSM might not be looking bad, and that SMCI has been running up. It was in that channel, just kind of hanging out. See, it was been running in that channel. That channel just got real tight to pull it up. So I'd expect SMCI to try to get moving again, guys. It looks really good right there, and that is your SMCI. And let's look at AMD. We looked at it a little bit ago, and again, it's hitting that 50 up here, but it's been looking good, and we had it early. And yeah, you could get run up into the 50. But again, you might be coming back down to get reset up. So just keep an eye on that. But we already had it running up. And good old QCOM, that one was up a little bit. What I just type in 2 M's right there. Here we go. And yeah, it was trying to move. Actually, it was down on Friday. I thought it was up on Friday. And it does look like it's trying to pull back some. So yeah, look at that thing. I'll have to look at QCOM tomorrow. I can't really say it wants to exactly fly at the moment. But I'll take a look at it. And if I could do the Intel INTC, this one, there's our blue screen, and all the tricks tonight. Intel looks like it's going to be crawling up, guys, and not looking bad here. So yeah, look at this thing getting set up, guys. Intel looking really good, I would say. And PayPal right here. Let's look at PayPal. That one's going to start moving as well. You can see that bottom right there. It was at 66 something. I don't know, 66.70, I think it said. Good old PayPal. And yeah, you're going to get into this channel. Interesting day for tomorrow, but I think it is going to be pretty good, to be honest with you. And things are going to get in the right direction. And again, we were getting in the territory where it had to kind of basically, you were going to get into a spot where if they dipped down under these support lines, they were going to be in major trouble. And obviously, Trump knew that. And so yeah, something's up. And they got the crypto and the market like on lockdown, whatever they want to do. It's like the snap of a finger right now. It's pretty wild. And again, they don't want it to run right now. You can't have it run while you're trying to fix interest rates. That's not a good look at all. So you got to pull it back down to try to get the rates and stuff down so you can actually try to do stuff in the country. I'm telling you, things were so messed up, guys. It's out of control. And again, I always break everything down. I've been looking at this stuff, and I'm like, wow, this country was in really... Remember, I told you we were probably going to get invaded if Harris had won. And it's real simple, guys. When you default on your military, which was about to happen, who's now paying for anything? So as soon as you do that, all Russia and China are rolling in next day. That not even day, next minute, they're coming in. And yeah, you're just sitting there like, and she wasn't figuring anything out, so it would have been a disaster. And they were just giving the country away, and I don't know why, but clearly the country was a disaster, and there was an agenda, and you know what we were saying the whole time. So we don't have to get political, but yeah, you could see what was going to happen. And again, we're just talking charts, not politics. And I'm just letting you know what exactly was going to happen. And I had said that back then. You guys know that. And here's Dell getting pushed down here. I'd be surprised if Dell even gets up. So Dell might pull back a little bit right there. And that's DELL, good old Dell. And what is Palantir doing? PLTR. Looking much better, I would say. Yeah, Palantir's about to get rolling again. So these things are looking better, but that was a great dip opportunity down at 71. You're already back at 91, so there you go with PLTR. And Sophie was looking good too. And look, this thing's about to jump up there and look better. So again, looking much better to start moving. And we could get them running back up and getting really set up, guys. And again, this is going to take like a month or two. You got April coming up. And then, take an entire month through April into like May, 6 weeks there. You're getting into May. And then you're starting to get into that summertime where I really think, and summer's not known to really be running, so it could be slow and just be a setup period. And we'll definitely know. But if it is, it's going to get rocking and rolling right after that. And that's when you're going to want to know what's going on during the summer. So we're going to have an idea. And again, we're always 3 months early. So that's why I'm projecting to know what's going on at that point and see if we're like really set up and ready. Because then we really know that it's going to get wild. And that's where you're going to be really wanting to lock in your profits. Because after that run up, and who knows how long it'll be, you're going to see some really good pullback after that one. And and you're going to really want to have cash on hand for that one. So that's what you're going to be looking at. And again, we spell it out easily. Here's Mara. Let's just finish up our night, and that's way down the road. So we'll be knocking these poppers, but Mara's looking much better down here. Look, remember it was sitting up here, and I said don't be surprised if we get it down here. Yeah, we just got it down there, and you can get moving pretty soon. You're getting set up. Probably have a week or two or something. And Riot's been setting up. Look at this thing. Going to get curled up here. Your 20's coming down to help it out. And there you go at Riot. Going to cause a riot soon as it runs up there into that channel. So keep your eye on Riot. And let's see what our MSTR... good old strategy here, micro strategy, and look at this thing just getting set up right here, fighting in this channel. It's probably going to stay in there now, and I'm telling you, they're going to announce something. Something's coming up with crypto. You can see it with these charts now. Remember, I told you something big was coming up with crypto before. What it was a huge dip. You couldn't really tell. They set it up, they ran it up, they leveraged it like 50, 20 times, made millions, had it perfect, and then brought it right back down. That's what we were looking at. And again, they were supposed to have this summit and all this crazy stuff was supposed to happen. And that was just manipulation, just messing around with the charts. So, like I said, they know exactly what they're doing with these charts and exactly what they're doing with everything right now. And they can easily just pull the strings whenever they want. And you can clearly see it. So, that's why you got to just pay attention. Like I said, it's easier to pay attention to the whale with the big wallet to know what crypto is going to do rather than the chart, because they're just pulling it like a string. So, it gets set up and they don't want it to move yet. They just let it dip back down. It's so easy for them to do. It's just like this. They do it at ease now. So CLSK, and again, he had 4 years in the office, so he knows how the things run. It's not like this is rocket science to him, and he has a better idea and a better team. So they know what's going on. CLSK just pulling back. Looks like it wants to try to roll off that MACD. I would assume it's going to. And let's see what CLSK and Coinbase right here. 50. Oh, this one's going to get set up too. Look at it. It's in that trend right there. It's kind of downward, but it will get cruising back up. You can see it all. So I had some really nice pullback, and we'll just wait. Let it get up here, get all set up. Coinbase will look good. Robinhood is in the same boat. That one's already been going up, looking much better for Robinhood. So watch that one in the channel. Try to get up here, and that's not looking bad. So keep your eye on your Coinbase, Robinhood. DJT was getting set up. We knew that last week, but looking much better. Look at it. Made that bottom there at 1859. You're in the 20s right now. And DJT, yeah, just getting set up here. And again, I think we have a little setup period, but they're not going to be pulling back so much. And you'll see a little dippage when they're setting up, but nothing like they were. And then we're going to see them start moving. Fun's about to get fun. Look at this thing getting set up right there. You can see it already. So that's PHUN getting ready to rip, get back into that channel. And how about Mountain? That was just kind of cruising around, but it looks like it's about to get curled back up. Keep an eye on this MTN. It looks like they could have a nice little pop back up to that 50 right there. And let's see what McDonald's is doing. That one's actually pulling back, it looks like. Watch it pull back here. We'll see how much McDonald's wants to pull back. MCD right here. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's coming back to that 50. You can see it. It did run up before, and we had that running up when it was. And Boeing, they had the $20 billion contract winner, so you know that was going up. And again, I don't know why anyone's awarding Boeing anything, but it looks like it's going to keep going there. So we will be watching Boeing right there. And how about Space right here? It's looked much better getting out of that basement. A little healthy pullback in that channel. So Space is looking much better. I'm not saying it wants to go to space or anything, but it did get out of the basement finally, and it looks a little better to try to move up. We'll see what it wants to do right there. And how about IBM? That had a nice dip going on, and this thing's, I mean, it looks like it's still going to pull back here and just get set up. I don't think IBM's just ready yet. and that is obviously IBM. So yeah, I don't think that's ready just yet. And let's see what Disney's doing here, up 60 cents off of that support. We'll see. And they've been bouncing through now with that support line under them. So we could see Disney try to get through and that be its bottom there at 95. We'll keep an eye on it. It's at 99. They're not necessarily bouncing right off the MACD and coming down every time now. So we'll keep an eye on Disney just to see if we can get an idea if it wants to cross through. Oxy not looking bad right here in that channel, making a little base. Let's see what it's doing right here. OXY, yeah, not looking too bad right there, I must say. And ExxonMobil, that was down 40 cents. I know it had run up, pulling back. It looks like a little bit of healthy pullback, nothing crazy right there. So yeah, we'll look at ExxonMobil, see if that's just a little healthy pullback. And Nike, this one, didn't this dip really good? Yeah, it definitely did. It dipped really good on their earnings. I forgot about this. Let's see what Nike's up to right here. NKE. Yeah, look at that. It was running up for its earning and pulled back, and that is a nice dip right there. And it looks like Nike might be coming down some, so we'll see. Nike might actually go into the basement. I don't know if Nike, yeah, they've been in the basement before, but it does look like it's pulling back. It would just run up there. And DXYZ, that Destiny Tech, is trying to get cruising back up there, setting up and looking much better for DXYZ. And there you go with all of them guys. And let me see if I missed anything. I think we got everything there. Let me see these messages over here. And let me see, I'll reload this page and make sure that I got everything. And we'll look and see about the... Oh, here we go. The Mag 7 overnight, thank you. The Tesla's up 2.73. Meta's up 1.39. NVIDIA's up just a hair under 1, and so is Amazon. And Alphabet, Google, I can't even think of the name. Google's up like 0.8%. Apple's up 0.6%. And Microsoft's up 0.64%. So there you go. And so yeah, I'll retweet that out. You guys can see them overnighters. And let's just see that Tesla, it's a reversal in progress. Called our target dip price at 110. Yeah, I'm telling you, Tesla's not looking bad. Amazon, I'm telling you, that's looking pretty good right there. And acquisition zone. And I have to agree. So there you go with all that. And here you go, the Trump coin. He said on March 23rd, which was what, the other day? Yeah, today? Is today the 23rd? I think it is, right? Today the 23rd? I don't even know. Yeah, it is the 20th. Okay. So I didn't even see this, but Trump publicly endorsed a cryptocurrency named Trump on Truth Social, leading to a significant increase in its market value by 12%. This event has sparked discussions regarding the ethical implications of a sitting president promoting personal stuff and all that good stuff. But yeah, it is kind of crazy. I didn't even see him do it, so we'll have to see what's going on with that and keep an eye on that coin or whatever it is, because I honestly didn't even notice it happened until Laptop Travel posted that. So thank you very much. And let's see what else is going on right here. Let me see. I'll look at the ETF. I have to look at that on my phone because I don't have the thing. Actually, I ripped that one up last night. It went up like an easy 10%. I mean, it was a piece of cake from last night. So I made a really, where's it at? ETF. It was a piece of cake last night. It was under 3 million market cap. I was like, well, that's gonna bounce right there. Where the heck is it? Here it is. Oh, that's not it. Hold on. There it is right here. What are we at now? 2.9. I'll have to be looking at it again right here. So, yeah, I had seen it last night down like this, and I was like, well, that's going to be easy. And then it ripped back up a little bit today. And, yeah, I'm telling you, as this crypto's bottoming out, you're going to see these things start moving. So, these are bottoms down here. You can see it with basically everything. So, you better believe it'll be cruising back up. So, I've been buying it, I can tell you that. I'll have a few million maybe, and I'm fine with it. Trust me, it can sit around, bounce around, do whatever, but I know it'll be worth it, believe me. So I'm not worrying. I don't look at any of the nonsense or any of that stuff. Doesn't even faze me, guys. So let you know that. And yeah, you guys know I put some money into it. Doesn't even phase me. I don't care one bit. And you see, I trade all this stuff. You don't make money if you're scared and you're not confident in what you're doing, guys. So I am confident in what I look at and what I do. Believe me, things bounce around. They do. I've been doing this for over 20 years. Been looking at this stuff, and nothing ever surprises me, and nothing ever phases me at all. And in fact, I embrace the dips. So if anyone ever thinks that a dip is something bad, I embrace them all the time. You guys know my attitude never changes. It gets more positive as these things happen. So, and again, 3 months ago, I was preparing everybody for exactly this scenario, saying, let's learn how to play this market every which way and learn how to put the market down, because we're going to need to know how to do that pretty soon. I could see what was happening. It just happened a little faster, but it was fine. We were set up. We don't have long positions. We didn't get crushed, and we nailed the market all the way down. Now it's going to get set back up, run back up. You can get everything at the bottom at discount prices, and option plays are going to be amazing. So, yeah, I don't worry about it at all. I embrace it, guys. I embrace everything that happens in the market. I love it all, and you have to. I mean, you can't be worrying about, anybody selling this or that. You got to just look at these charts and trade them smart and be confident in what you're looking at. If you're not and you're questioning yourself, you probably shouldn't be doing it or buying whatever you're looking at and questioning. So, yeah, go in with even if you get it wrong, just be confident about it, because that's what you see and that's what you're looking at. And you're never going to be 100% right. But like I say, I play a few. Hey, I told you guys, I mean, crypto came way down. My accounts are still way up because I picked the right one. Everybody else wanted to go play with all these altcoins and nonsense and crazy shit. I didn't lose anything. My Bitcoin was down. I mean, had Bitcoin from so cheap that, I mean, it had to come back down to like 36,000 for me to be breaking even down there. Solana was like the only one that kind of pulled back more than I thought. And yeah, if you loaded up on the right stuff and didn't really play it risky and were smart, you're safe. And honestly, I loaded up some more on the dip. So yeah, I have some pretty big amounts of crypto, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, I'm ready to start ripping through the market this week again. I think it's going to get fun again, guys. And last week, I just kind of chilled out, did a couple penny stocks here and there. Didn't really get crazy. You couldn't really tell what was going on, so you don't want to force anything. You heard me saying it nonstop. You don't want to force trades. There's no reason to. And just be confident. So yeah, I'm definitely confident in the ETF 500. I'm not even phased by it, and I promise you guys, when these things start moving, you're gonna go, damn, I wish I had bought more. People say it all the time. Whenever anything's down like this, everyone gets into a panic and they freak out, and then I just go, what are you freaking out about? This is when I start buying it, like buying it heavy. So I don't know. I guess I just have a different outlook than most people, but again, you can't be worrying about nonsense, and you just got to stick to your game plan and know that's what's going to work. And especially when you're doing this kind of thing, it's all about looking at these charts, being smart about things, and just knowing what you have. Trust me, if the rug was being pulled on it, you wouldn't be able to sell them. Like, you can go in and trade that thing at any moment. I know what it looks like when I created the coins to see what happened, and I know exactly when the rug gets pulled on them. You can tell when it happened without even looking at the chart. You can't even trade it. It's impossible. So believe me, I know what's going on and what to see. And again, he's gonna make that thing. What are you gonna pump it up for right now? Why everything's dipping down and the market's not doing anything, and nobody, people just aren't throwing their money out. People don't have that mindset of when it's pulling back to actually buy it. Like people that are smart, like that know how to make the money, and they buy it up. Yeah, we just buy it up when nobody's talking about it. And then when things get fun, that's when everybody's all excited and getting pumped up and buying it. We're already loaded up on that thing when it's bottomed out there. That's what you want to do, guys. And for everything, look at Bitcoin was just at 82. Now it's at 86. I mean, they're going to be going up. It's not, this thing is rocket science here. You're catching great opportunities. And we look at it and break it down every single night. Really crystal clear. We do it every morning as well. So that's what you're looking at, guys, and take advantage of these opportunities like Tesla. I mean, Jesus, look at everything, guys, just everything. And again, it was well planned out. It was all manipulated down for a reason. And just look at this thing. I mean, look at these prices where last time where it was down here. I mean, look at this. Where's this thing going? You know what I mean? This thing's going to come down and go whoop and rip it up past 500. You're going to be at all-time highs real soon, guys. So that's what I see. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy and I don't know what I'm looking at, but I take advantage of this stuff and embrace it 100%. So yeah, that's exactly what. So when I see people complaining that like ETF 500's down or this is down, I'm like, I buy more. Shit, are you kidding me? You're preaching to the wrong person, because I love when things are down. And again, I just add to it. I understand that you scowl into things, and everybody has a different, and I've explained this a million times, everybody trades at a different level. And this is why I was kind of explaining the ETF 500 and the whales and like these guys that I know that have major money. You're trading with like $100, $500. Your money essentially means nothing to anybody, guys. So if you're worried about that $100 or $500, you're probably better off not getting in. Because these dudes are manipulating things in a way where they're trying to make it go up for them and everybody because it works out well. But again, you got people with major money in there that obviously they see things pulling back. They start selling it. It pulls back a little harder on you. So you got to understand, if you're playing with smaller amounts of money, you're kind of a smaller fish. You don't really have much say, is the way I look at it. I looked at it this whole way my whole life trading. And then as you get up the ranks and can trade more money, you feel like you're actually doing something. You could see the difference. And yeah, you could see what goes on. So again, if you're trading with small amounts, you're either going in there long and you can't really say much and just be like, hey, this is my opportunity, this is what I'm going to do, this is my game plan, and this is what I believe in it. Or, you're going in with a big amount of money and you're trying to change things around because you're the people that can change things around. And trust me, I know plenty of guys that do it. They do it all the time, every day, with different crypto coins and this and that, and money just moves things, guys. You got to understand how this shit works. So yeah, if the rug was getting pulled, you wouldn't be able to trade it at all, believe me. So that's not happening, and it wouldn't be sitting around $3 million still. I mean, Solana was just at, what was it at, like 290 or something? Wasn't it like ridiculous? Hold on, how high did Solana just get to before? I gotta look now. Here, where is it? Oh, up here. There it is. What did Solana get to back here? Like 300, was it close to, or something? Yeah, like right here. Zipped up to 295. I thought so. I just wanted to make sure I was right. So yeah, Solana's all the way up at like 300 at this point, and now you're looking at it at what, like 120 or something? Where's it at now? I got to come all the way down here to look at 136. So, and look at it. Look where it just got to. I mean, it's looking pretty good if it can stay there. It looks like it's going to, too. So, I think you're going to be moving up. But, I mean, that's the network it runs on, and you got that big of a dip right there. What did you think was going to happen? So, as these things start rolling back up, these things are going to get more money attracted because, again, no one wants to buy them when they're all the way at the bottom. Everyone wants to chase it when it's all the way up here, guys. How many people were chasing Solana when it was up here in the 260s? And when it's moving up, as it's moving up there, no, you wait for it to come back down. And yeah, if you want to, watch it bottom out and then catch it on the way up, here's where you're catching it, right here on the way up. And so yeah, everything else is going to move with it, and that's what you're looking at. So it's been a very rocky, not even rocky, it's just been a choppy market. And again, it's being done purposely, and it's being done in a way where he's not crashing the market, nothing that crazy. You're seeing some great pullback and great opportunities, but I don't think it's anything to really worry about. I honestly think they really know what the hell's going on right now, which is pretty impressive because we just went through 4 years where nobody had a fucking clue, and we all know that. I pointed that out every single day, and it was a piece of cake. So there you go, guys. I would say that's a pretty good market review right there. We did our crypto. Just talked about all that, the meme coins. And again, yeah, these are the opportunities. So if you really want to, if you like to invest, this is where you get in at the bottom. You don't chase them at the top. That's not how you invest things. So just when people, and I've told you this a million times, when everybody's complaining and it's all beat down, that's the time to buy it. And when it gets in the news and you got your parents and people hitting you up going, "Yo, did you ever hear of this?" I know immediately, get the hell out of it. And I go, "Yeah, I just sold it yesterday, dude." And I made like 400% on it. Why? Are you trying to buy it today? Because you're insane. That's when you know it's, you see it all the time. I've been, like I said, 20 years. It's the same rotation all the time. You just get to the pattern, pick the rotation, and nail it down. And that's all you got to do. And just play it smart and trade smart and just do it all smart. And again, we focus on that. Really keep you focused on one at a time. Now, and what you know is like really confident. And again, we just went through a crazy watch list, and let me put on top of the stock cube, because I did mark up a bunch of stuff, and you'll be able to see everything going on there. So there you go right there. And I would say that is a good market review, just checking to see if I missed anything. And our stock stories are real fast. Let me just tell you real quick right here. Futures buoyant, dollar drifts as market sell toward tariff storm, and Dow and S&P 500, Nasdaq futures rise in search for another bounce back week. Stock futures rise as S&P 500 looks for a second winning week, and Trump's reciprocal tariffs hit next week. Here are big four hurdles for his plan. An options market focused on jobs and inflation over tariffs. And I'll tell you what's trending real quick on StockTwits, because there's always some good ones on there, I must say. Some actually in the morning on Sunday night, it's a lot of crypto, but Disney is up on there. So we will keep, remember we were talking about Disney possibly pulling back. Maybe it's going to turn back around. So it is sitting right there, and it's on that support line. So yeah, Disney is looking pretty decent. And so we will look at Disney there. GameStop, Meta's green right there. Let's see, a bunch of crypto coins. And yeah, just a bunch of crypto coins. So we will look at them early in the morning, obviously at 7 a.m. You know that, and we'll see what's going on. So there you go, everybody. I would say that's a good market review for tonight. And again, we'll be on at 7 a.m. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence, and thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Wish I could thank everybody. It looks like there are like 500 people on there, so it might take a while. But I greatly appreciate everybody hanging out and tuning in. And if you don't follow on X and YouTube and all that good stuff. I'm always putting stuff out there, and StockTwits. So there you are. See you guys at 7 a.m. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Let me know what you think of the live stream and give me some feedback. And there you are. Have a good night, and I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m. So, yeah, I was just trying to see if everything was working. I was like, what just happened? But yeah, so have a good night, everybody, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. I'll see you guys at 7 a.m.